and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to real sports talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11, here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
It's time for Sportstime on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sportstime is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome in to Sports Time on a Tuesday, May 23rd, 2023. Bryant Dacus, Brett Norsworthy, Jay Morgan Harder with you for the next 3 hours. We're sitting in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together, and we've got a lot to get to over the next 3 hours. But, Jay, before we get into anything, I have bad news. Wimby's team lost. It's a shame. They were up. They were up by 4.
Do you want to give a little more detail about why you care about Victor Wembanyama's team in France? You don't want to disclose that information to the public?
I mean, you can if you want. I'd rather not.
You want me to?
I'm sure.
Brett, Bryant has bet 2 times in a row now just because he just feels like he has to bet during the day.
No, that's not it.
On Victor Wembanyama's team to win a game. No, you don't see any edge. You don't watch any French basketball. You see no edge.
Betting on the French Basketball League?
Hey, look,
What's next? At Hoover this morning at 9:30?
I bet the 10 o'clock ACC baseball game this morning.
I love it.
There was edge there, too. I got a good edge.
I love it.
You can maybe spot the edge in college baseball. There's no way. Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, you see an edge there, you take it.
Yeah, that's right.
You win some, you lose some.
Hey, people call their broker all times a day, don't they?
That's right. I mean, it's
money
moves.
Jay Morgan? I mean, you call a money manager at any hour, wouldn't you?
That's right.
Look, it's not my objection to gambling early hours of the day. I mean, I'll do all kinds of things. But he has no idea what he's betting on, Brett.
That's true. I do.
He's watched 2
What's
games.
The difference when we do know, though?
Well, that's a great point.
Good point. I mean, it's Wemby, number 1 pick, generational talent.
There's an old joke I heard Norm Macdonald tell once, but I think somebody else said it for the first time. And the guy, he's in a casino, and he's had a really bad day at the sports book, and he says, I went 0-4 and college basketball, 0-6 in the NBA, 0-8 in the NFL, 0-6 in college football. I can't win anything. And his buddy suggests he bet on hockey. He goes, I don't know anything about hockey.
Right. You don't know anything about everything else.
Clearly.
That's right. You know what they say on Wall Street, don't you?
What's that?
Broker made money, house made money, investor lost. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
That's a great point.
Ain't bad. What does T-Money and Brasky say on Friday? Scared money don't make money. I ain't scared.
Is that right?
Give me the French A-League.
Does misguided money make money?
Maybe
Sometimes.
Uneducated money don't make money.
It already has once. You won your first game.
The first time.
So you're
Morgan,
1-1.
I love how you've jumped the fence on your beloved Rangers.
I hate it.
There's
I woke
no
up
fence
this morning,
jumping.
I got on Twitter. I see the live stream going, and I see him in full Stars gear. It almost made me hurl after what I had to watch last week.
There's no fence swapping. I'm merely advertising for the Western Conference Finals.
It's not just
Pull
that
it
he
for
has
good pucks, right?
I just want to see a good game.
It's not even that you have one. You have a sweater and a hat.
Looking good.
I've had this. Hey, I've had this longer than I've had the Rangers sweater.
Wow.
Which maybe says something about my Rangers fandom more than it does about my Stars gear.
All right, let's see how many Dallas Stars we can name all time.
All time? I can name you a couple on the team right now.
Brett Hall.
Mike Madonna.
Ooh, good one.
Was Alexander McGillney?
Nah, I don't know.
Brett, again.
Name one now.
Jason.
Come on.
Jason.
You can do it.
You miming shooting a hockey puck at a goal is, first of all, not great for radio because no one can see you do it.
Oh, yeah, they can.
And second of all, it doesn't tell us what his last name is.
Jason Robinson.
Close enough.
Robertson.
Yeah.
Robertson.
There you go.
Yes. And then there's one guy with the last name Ben. That's all I know.
Oh, he's good.
He's good.
Must win for the Stars.
Oh, you have
Sure
to.
is.
Although, we mentioned 3-0
Room's
yesterday.
out, isn't it? Cross sports.
Man, everywhere.
3-0 has been come back on in the NHL. It's never happened in
NBA.
basketball, though.
But it's a long time ago in NHL, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm on it.
I think so.
I think the 40s with Toronto.
Whew.
And the only reason I remember this is when the Red Sox did it. If I'm right. If I'm wrong, I didn't remember it correctly, did I?
That
means you're wrong.
I guess so.
In 1975, it looks like the Islanders came back on 3-0 to beat the Penguins. Toronto did it to the Red Wings in 1942.
That was the one but I missed 75.
Well,
so.
I mean, you had the one from the 40s, right? That's impressive.
Me, I'll get 40s before I'll get 70s.
Yeah.
Happened 4 times. Happened in 2010. The Flyers did it over the Bruins. In 2014, in the Western Conference first round, the Kings did it to the
just
Sharks.
yesterday, and I can't remember it.
How about that? So there you go. So there's plenty of precedent.
Hockey show.
That's
Yeah,
right.
We are the hockey
I'm
show.
Mr.
Memphis.
Hockey.
You are.
And there's 5 more examples of teams tying it up at 3-3. So these could very well still be long series to come in the NHL.
Am I right? Red Sox, that's the only one in baseball when they did it in 03?
04.
04. Right, correct, 04.
I think that's
and
the
they beat
only
the Cardinals.
That's right. And the Astros in 2020 tied it at 3-3 down 3-0,
But
and then they lost.
So only one time in baseball, and it was a magic ride.
Sure was.
And Dave Roberts, the manager of the Dodgers, really got it going.
Yeah.
Stealing the bag with those little old bases. Then.
That's right. I mean,
how hard was it to do those little bitty bases?
Couldn't even recognize them today with the pizza boxes.
That's right.
How did they even play before now?
Good question. I mean, baseball is terrible sport.
What?
Well, the new rule changes made it a fun, great sport. Everyone's watching
rule
now.
changes everywhere.
I mean, haven't you seen everyone watching baseball now that these rules have been changed? But yeah, so I mean, sweep opportunities everywhere. But we had the first sweep last night with the Nuggets over the Lakers. I thought the Lakers were going to pull it out kind of early in the second half. I thought they were going to be able to win that game, but I'm telling you, what Nikola Jokic does with some of these circus shots that he just throws up is incredible.
And the real backbreaker, it drew rain indoors, and that can happen. But Jay Morgan, I heard you and John earlier today, and y'all were really on a good take. The hot takery around the country today. I'm not talking about here. I'm not talking about it at our building. I'm not talking about local, but the hot takery nationally. First of all, it's almost like the dependency to hang on to just pushing LeBron and Boston versus the Lakers. When we should be really glorifying what Denver accomplished from October to now and what Miami's largely accomplished April to now.
I honestly believe that people have been, though. It's just today that they decided to
Freaks
say.
Came out today, didn't they?
It's just as for today that they said, like, oh, this final's going to be terrible now. But everyone has been talking about how good Jimmy Butler has been. Everyone's been talking about how good the Nuggets are.
And
Where
they're
did it
talking
come
about
from?
Denver and Miami being Pocatello against Far City.
Yeah.
I mean, these are huge TV markets with, both areas growing leaps and bounds by the second.
And the idea that the NBA wouldn't be behind like a figure like Pat Riley, let's say, just as the Heat organization being back on the biggest stage for their brand, why wouldn't they be behind? And like you said, it's not Miami's no small market. There's multiple franchises there. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know why people are saying
in Miami, with a finals victory, I mean, they enter into the pantheon of all-time NBA greats.
Yeah.
Again, I know Philly, the 76er fans and the Knicks fans think they're in the elite club. Miami's already in elite club ahead of them. They only further it with another Larry-O.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly in the 21st century.
Oh, absolutely.
But you got TV making it out like it's Munford playing Covington.
Well, you can't say that, but that's a great game. Brett, that's a great football
you're
game. I'll
forgetting
tell you
the
what.
game.
That's a
forgetting who
great
you're
football
talking
game.
to,
You
Brett.
just named.
I almost said Varsity versus Win. I've been to a million of those.
Yeah, well, there you go. See, same thing with
Brett.
Mumford and Covington.
Color commentator for,
I know
the,
that.
for the Memphis
Oh,
Cougars. You
great
gotta
stuff.
watch what
No,
you say
but
about those
And the
Cougs.
Covington Chargers.
Chargers.
But again, Brett, I feel like the
I
praise
love
is
high school football.
Oh man,
great time of year. Me
Not
too.
much better.
Me too.
I'm telling you, I'm not anywhere near it. But when it ends week in, week out at college, and the year of COVID, and didn't know if we were playing, had some open dates in the middle of the year. I went to a lot of high school football that year and enjoyed it.
Oh yeah.
Good fun, and a lot cheaper, and you can be to your car in the parking lot a lot faster than you can out at a big stadium.
A buddy of mine
Sure.
tried to go to a different, before I started doing the Munford stuff, a buddy of mine tried to go to a different high school football
Oh, I
game
love
around
him.
town
Oh,
every week.
Yeah.
And we made it, I think it was 4 weeks in, I started working for Munford, but we did
one
that
of
for
them
the
was.
first 4
I
weeks.
remember you went to a Germantown game and you were like, "Oh,
It was the
man."
Germantown CBHS game
Yeah.
at the
Oh.
very beginning of the year.
I don't know how many different Shelby County high schools I've seen, but it's a lot, and that's what I try to do. Like that first week they play, like usually around August 16th, 17th or so, and then that following Friday, whatever corresponding Friday that is,
Right.
And I want to go at least one of the two that I've never seen before. And then if I can get two that I've never seen and a stadium I've never been to, that's the winner.
Yeah, I might have to kind of do that little circuit, going to just
Some
a bunch
good
of different
football
games.
around town.
I found out yesterday that my old coach, Coach Will Hudgens, is now the head coach again at SBA. So I'm gonna have to go over there and see
I didn't know that.
one of
Love
their
Will Hudgens.
games. So
Great high school
that
player.
might be the
Good
first
college
game I
player.
go to see one of his games.
Played high school at Ridgeway.
Yeah, I love Coach Hudgens.
And then the cheeseburger's your alma mater, as I told you.
You did, yes. So, but yeah, I mean, this. How did we get off on high school football?
I don't know.
Because it's a great game. Oh,
I was
because of
throwing
the
off
comparison.
knockaway towns.
I
The comparison
see.
of
Okay. I was
towns.
like,
I
where
feel
did
soft.
we
I
get
feel
on
the
this?
No, that was great. I'm so glad you did.
It was fun. I'm so excited for football. Like, I'm starting to get to the time of the year. Like you said yesterday, you were talking about the Lindsays and all the Athlon magazines coming out. I'm starting to get the itch for some football. OTAs going on. You see the videos going around. So yeah, anytime we can talk high school football.
I saw
or anything.
NFL videos today. They got me going. I saw Malik Willis.
That's what I'm saying. Like the
and
OTA
Will Levis and
videos,
Ryan
yeah.
Tannehill.
Real NFL
throwing
news
some
out
dunk-
there today, too.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
We get
love
to
the
Bo
NFL.
a lot, and I kind of forewarned it yesterday. I had no clue that they would, but Roger Goodell's going to get a raise.
Right.
I know he's almost public enemy number one out there in sports, isn't he?
Yeah, he's up there.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Oh, Bobby Manfred. But not enough people care
Nah,
about
yeah,
baseball,
This
I'm
is
afraid.
the king.
But
NFL.
look at the results that Goodell produces. So, what would you think the NFL would be worth? I mean, 30 teams.
Sure.
Let's say all average price $3 billion each. That's $90 billion.
At least.
Yeah, I was about to say at least.
Let's just say for simple math,
Round
he runs
numbers.
a $150 billion a year business.
Okay.
I don't know what the raise takes him to, but for simple math, let's say $60 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's peanuts for what he makes them.
Yo, absolutely.
That's peanuts.
Yeah. You're right. And he's been.
That's a lot of peanuts.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about some of the moves just yesterday with some of those announcements going to Green Bay and stuff, and these are great moves. I mean, we talk about some of the games on the schedule that they're going international, doing this, doing that. He makes some great moves.
Juxtaposed against a sport with a salary cap, though,
Yeah.
there's no raise he can give himself that would be looked favorably
That's
upon
true.
by the public, I feel like.
And I said it at the draft. I say it every year when he calls the first round picks. The big bro hug. Their night. They should dress extravagantly. They should celebrate extravagantly. They put in a lot of sweat and a lot of blood and probably some surgeries to get on that stage with him. They hug him. They leave the stage, and DeMaurice Smith tells them, "Now you hate him."
That's how it goes.
Why?
Good question. But that's how it goes. I mean, you see it every year after year.
Yeah.
It's the same exact thing.
And,
we get to
and
boo
he
him.
makes money
Yeah.
for those owners, and that's his bosses.
They are his
Mm-hmm.
bosses.
I think we need to get away from Roger Goodell loving
32
the booze
teams,
now.
yeah.
We need to get him back to hating the booze. Makes it more entertaining. I think.
Really?
I think. I don't like when he comes out and he's like, yeah, give me the booze. You can do better than that.
I don't get booing him. I understood it in New Orleans.
Yeah.
Okay. There are places in New York and that bunch that we used to go to the draft there that
Boston.
that they would bus in from Rikers.
Right.
Okay, I understand it. But when he
Kansas City?
but Kansas City and even Detroit, but in Green Bay?
Yeah.
What are they sore at him about?
Nothing.
What's been the anti-Green Bay ruling he's ever
Well,
made?
I'll tell you what, Brett. He's the man. And we always like to
We're
stick
against
it.
the man,
We stick
yeah.
it to the
That's
man.
it.
We're against the man.
Yeah, and that is it. But those players have to understand you earn every cent. They've earned every cent they get. But in no business ever does the employee make more than the owner and more than the guy doing the owner's business.
It's true.
Bidding.
Yeah.
Ever. It's just not in the history of time. It's just, I know no rain, no rainbows.
Right.
Got to have players.
Absolutely.
And you are very well compensated for it. But you're not ever going to make more than those owners do.
It's a good point. Doesn't happen in any workplace.
Just in none.
Yeah. It's true.
I mean, just like in none ever.
Yeah. Yeah. But I wasn't surprised when I saw he's getting a raise this morning. And
I say earned.
Earned. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like we just said, look at what he's kind of done the past couple of years, and I think
he
it's
could really play the. Now they can replace him quickly with somebody that would work for $20 million, but he could go in and go $60 million. That's it.
That's it.
What I make
way
y'all.
more. Yeah.
I would say profits around $9 or $10 billion for the league.
Easily, I think.
I like booing commissioners, though. I like Adam Silver for some reason, but I don't like Robbie
I
Manfred
like
either.
holding authority and the man to account.
Right.
I would much rather go after him than go after defensive back that's
Right.
making $900,000.
Insert
Right.
player here. Yeah. I don't know.
And he's a much easier target, too.
Much easier.
Exactly.
And the whole class warfare thing.
That's right.
Yeah. That's
And
interesting.
look, with the race he just gave himself.
That's true.
We know the class he's in, and it's well above all of us mere mortals.
And we know he's negotiated that deal, for life that they buy his house and he's got access to a plane like we do to our vehicles.
Sure.
Frankly,
Different level.
Yeah.
Different stratosphere almost. But let me set up today's show before we get into top and not top story of the day. At 3:30, Rob Fisher from the Bally Sports Grizzlies
speaking of
broadcast.
private planes,
Yeah, we'll talk to Rob about the NBA, what happened last night between the Nuggets and the Lakers, and what he thinks will happen tonight between the Heat and the Celtics. At 3:45, we'll talk a little baseball, some good series starting last night, so we'll get into everything going on in Major League Baseball. 4 o'clock, Brent Beard from First Coast News in Jacksonville will join us to talk some college football. We need an update on what happened after the ACC meetings last week. That news kind of dropped the day of when we talked to Brent last year, so we'll talk some more about that with him. 4:30, we'll talk more about the NBA playoffs. 4:45, we'll get to our big number of the day. 5 o'clock, Bo Marchant will join us. We'll continue this conversation about the NFL with him to start our third hour. 5:30, we'll get to what's trending, and at 5:45, we'll wrap up today's show like we always do with Taco Bell Crunch Time. But we're sitting in the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. Vacation at Home sale is going on right now, so get over to Family Leisure for pools, spas, patio furniture, and even play gyms. The pools, they have the lowest prices in town, and get a free liner upgrade with pool purchases during the sale. The spas are up to $1,000 off of their in-stock spas. They have a huge showroom full of in-stock patio furniture, so get over there today, buy it today, and enjoy it tomorrow. And don't forget about the play gyms, now on sale for $19.99. Special financing is also available during the Vacation at Home sale. And mention this ad and receive half off installation only at Family Leisure, 2120 Witten Road, just north of I-40.
our number for calling or texting is 901-360-8255. I'm Brett. He's Bryant. Jay Morgan Harder is our producer. And we are Sports Time, and this hour is brought to you every day by Lexus of Memphis, the only Lexus dealership in town at 2600 Ridgeway and online at lexusofmemphis.com. Call them at 901-334-9673. Great offers on all 2023 models and always special leasing options. Drive in luxury and confidence knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by today at Lexus of Memphis at 2600 Ridgeway and put yourself in the driver's seat of the all-new 2023 flagship LS500, and you'll be looking and you'll be driving in style. When you purchase a Lexus, you get top-of-the-line engineering and design they make for the luxury driving experience. Online at LexusOfMemphis.com. Experience amazing at Lexus of Memphis.
Top story of the day.
Well, my top story of the day is what happened last night in the Western Conference Finals between the Nuggets and the Lakers. The Nuggets with a 113-111 win over the Lakers to shut that series out. And depending on what happens depending or not depending, the Nuggets will have a long rest before the NBA Finals. Now, will their opponent have a long rest as well? That's yet to be seen. We might get some clarity tonight on that. But really, Denver kind of showed what they were made of this entire playoffs and really this series. A Lakers team that I think everyone agreed got better after the trade deadline and made a lot of moves and a lot of big-time plays throughout the playoffs, beating the Grizzlies, beating the Golden State Warriors. And then going up against Denver, I think there were a lot of people that thought the Lakers could pull this off and go to the NBA Finals, but Denver showed what they were made of. Nikola Jokic was incredible all 3 games, and I think they're going to be the clear favorites for the NBA Finals next week.
I think they will be, and that series could have been the best of 98. And I think they could have played from now to this time next year, and Denver was going to keep on winning games against them. They were just better. Give them that credit, but also give LeBron James in that effort last night and in this postseason a lot of credit. I know he doesn't want any banners hung for anything done in this postseason, but he had a really outstanding postseason. My top story is right there in a 4-0 sweep. The Denver Nuggets oust LeBron James and advance to their first NBA Finals in their 47-year existence in the NBA. The last time they played in any kind of finals was their last year in the ABA with Tiger for Life Larry Brown as head coach. Remember him? Yeah. Tiger for Life Larry Brown?
That's right.
They lost in the ABA Finals that year to Dr. J and the Nets. After that loss, the NBA took in the Nets, the Spurs, the Pacers, and the Nuggets. Denver, the last of those 4 teams to finally advance to an NBA Finals. Only San Antonio's won an NBA championship of those teams merged in to the NBA back in the ABA merger in the 70s. But now Denver, they're in, and congratulations to them. From red, white, and blue basketball to 4 wins away from the Larry O'Brien Trophy. They've done it.
Not top story of the day.
Well, I'm going to go a little off the wall here for my not top story of the day, but today starts the conference tournaments in college baseball, one of my favorite times of the sports year.
Rain delay in Hoover.
What's new? 2 times you can always count on rain. Hoover for the SEC tournament and Beale Street Music Fest. Every single year it's going to rain at both of those places.
Didn't this year, though.
It didn't this year. It was actually a great weekend
Our
out there.
barbecue fest. Great weather for both this year.
But you can always count on some rain and a rain delay at Hoover. But it's always a fun weekend with all of these tournaments. And then when the actual college baseball tournament starts next week, it really becomes fun with kind of all these teams. And really anytime you throw a tournament in front of me with teams, I'm going to be intrigued. But I love college baseball, so really excited for some of these tournaments to get started.
Monday will the bracket reveal, and then we'll know. We'll see if the SEC can keep it going after State winning it in 2021 and Ole Miss last year, and neither of those teams even in Hoover this year. My not top story, the Celtics trying to avoid what happened to the Lakers, and Joe Mazzulla will either be fired or he will enter next season on the hottest of hot seats, maybe ever, for a second-year Celtics head coach. Jimmy Rogers in the late 80s had a short run as Celtics head coach after Casey Jones, and then ML Carr was really bad after that, and they had short runs, but they didn't inherit teams that had been to the NBA Finals the year before like Joe Mazzulla had this year. I think he needs to take a game tonight and win one to quiet it down a little bit, or will it just make it louder if it swung back to Boston to be eliminated there?
Maybe just go ahead and get it over with and stop the agony. But I don't know. I think they get one tonight. I'd be surprised if we had 2 sweeps.
If Denver goes on and wins it all, they will be of the current 30 NBA teams, they will be the 18th team of the current 30 to have won it all in the city they're in now, just as they exist now.
Okay.
Who would be next? What town that hadn't won it yet should be thinking, hey, what about us?
Good question. I have no idea. Who comes to your mind?
Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. I like that one a lot.
Who would be next?
I don't know.
What about Memphis?
I would love it.
We're ahead of New Orleans. Are we ahead of Atlanta? It's our time. It's our turn. Charlotte?
Yeah.
Minnesota?
I mean, they're right there.
Clippers? Clippers would be ahead of Memphis.
Yeah. I would say Clippers right behind Phoenix.
Yeah. Those are two good ones, though. And then Memphis
Certain
after
markets,
Yeah.
I'm not sure they can win NBA championship.
that. Ooh.
Ever?
Ever.
It's a long time.
Under any circumstance.
Ooh.
I mean,
You think Dallas ever thought they were in that group?
Yeah, but Dallas has grown a good bit since the NBA, since they've been a team in the NBA, right?
Outgrew a building.
Yeah.
Outgrew reunion. Had to go to American Airlines.
Sure.
So
did.
maybe so.
Well, I'll do it for top and not top story.
And this one. If Denver goes on and wins it, start of any type of dynasty or one-off like Dallas was? Or is that a 2 weeks from now conversation?
I say
Or
dynasty.
2 years from now conversation. Dynasty's
yeah,
tough to
that is
talk
tough.
about in that regard. But if they stay together, they have as good a chance
Yeah.
as anybody.
Yeah,
but
great pieces.
But it's really hard. I mean, good players are playing
But
well.
Milwaukee thought they had good pieces.
Well, but I mean, their
And
window
their
isn't
window's
closed
not-
either.
That's
yeah.
right. It ain't closed. As long as they got Giannis.
It's just hard. I mean,
Sure
so
is.
many things have to go your way.
Yeah.
And players are playing well for longer than they ever have
I'm
before.
happy for Denver.
I am too.
Me too.
I am too. I've enjoyed watching them, and I think it's fun. But like you said, I mean, I've seen a lot of people talk about nobody wants Miami versus
Just today.
Denver.
The freaks
It's
came out
crazy.
today.
And literally,
And Jay Morgan and John shot it down
Yeah.
properly.
literally my buddy called me last night. He works for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He goes, a bunch of people in my office are talking about that nobody wants to see Miami and Denver. I go, that's crazy. I mean, I want to see Miami versus Denver. It's the two best players right now in the league going up against each other.
I'll take it however it falls. But again, people are trying to make this sound like it's
Yeah.
Podunk against Hooterville.
Yeah.
I mean, stop that.
I think it's going to be a great series if those are the two teams in it. But let's go ahead and get to our first break of the day. When we return, Rob Fisher from Bally Sports Grizzly Broadcast will join us to talk about the NBA. That's next.
Be sure to follow us at Sports56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows, stay up to date with station events, and have chances to win prizes. Don't miss out on anything that's going on. Follow us at Sports56 WHBQ.
Los Cabos is famous for their authentic Mexican food, great steak fajitas, enchilada tacos, and unbelievable seafood freshly flown in from crab legs to shrimp, and Los Cabos handcrafted margaritas. Come watch your favorite game. 4 locations to choose from: Quince, Bartlett, Germantown, and Goodman Road. Take advantage of the Los Cabos Daily Happy Hour specials. Monday and Tuesdays, 2-for-1 margaritas on the rocks from 3 to 7 p.m. Tuesday and Wednesday from 3 to 7 p.m., Margaritas Jumbo, $6.99, Flavored Margarita Jumbo, $7.99, and House Wine, $4. Los Cabos Weekend Special is Jumbo Lime Margaritas, $6.99. Come to Los Cabos, best Mexican sports bar in town. Get a Sports 56 beer and lunch special starting at $7. Daily beer specials, all draft beer, 16-ounce, $2.99. Los Cabos, the best Mexican sports bar in town. Are you looking to lease a commercial space for your business? Call Stephen Hoffman. Are you a landlord looking to have your space leased? Call Stephen Hoffman. Maybe you're looking to buy or sell commercial real estate. If so, you want a professional broker looking out for your best interest, and that broker is Stephen Hoffman with Myers Commercial Real Estate. Stephen is a Memphis native who knows his market well and only works the commercial side of real estate. He works for a great firm that has been locally owned and operated in Memphis for almost 40 years. Whether representing tenants, landlords, or investors alike, you are sure to get great market analysis, access to on and off-market listings, and a tough negotiator on your behalf. Call 901-761-5595 and ask for Stephen Hoffman. You can also find him on the web at myerscre.com. That's MYERSCRE.com. Stephen Hoffman with Myers Commercial Real Estate. Representing your real estate business is his business. Call Stephen Hoffman, 901-761-5595.
Looking for a new lawnmower? Golf Cars of Hernando has the Gravely line of zero-turn lawnmowers in stock, and they work on them. Looking for a new golf cart? Golf Cars of Hernando has Yamaha and Star brands of golf carts in stock, and they also service most makes and models of golf cars. Financing is available with applicable credit at Golf Cars of Hernando. Call today, 662-429-1566, 662-429-1566. Golf Cars of Hernando.
Metro Builders. Yes, trying to get you to know who Metro Builders, what they're all about. I'm Rob Fisher. Chris Price is here.
God bless America.
God bless America,
God
Chris
bless
Price.
America.
Metro Builders. Tell me about it, because it's everywhere in the house, everywhere outside the house, everywhere that needs maybe repairing.
Residential roofs, commercial roofs, insurance claims. We assist a ton of homeowners with insurance claims, and most of that is data collection because we're just contractors. But we're here to help homeowners, assist them with these claims, and help them progress their claims to where they can satisfy a desk adjuster, and then we can come out and provide the services to do all the work.
Better be great with the BBB.
Hey, man, 27-year accreditation. Really,
right.
That's a big word. That's really cool stuff.
Very nice. Check out the website. It's easy to go to metrobuildersmemphis.com, metrobuildersmemphis.com. Get all the information there, get the phone number there, and you can see everything that can be done to your home at metrobuildersmemphis.com.
All 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles, 20 cents excess mileage. Cell post P745, 8378, MSRP 23,996. Sportage P7173, 696, MSRP 27077. EV6 P5105,073, MSRP 49,965. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax on a license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/23. Dealer stock only. Warranties are limited. Powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Hey, Jeff Allen, you ready to command the road at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
Listen to this, Randy. I've got a world performance car. 2023 Kia EV6 Wind, EPA estimate range 310 miles at $499 a month, $49.99 due at signing.
Whoa!
And the 2023 Kia Seltos LX SUV 34 MPG, $263 a month, $29.99 due at signing. Plus a 2023 Kia Sportage LX $288 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease.
And Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Now that the warmer weather has arrived, let Choate's perform their $99 20-point AC tune-up to get your AC ready for the hot summer months ahead. Also, Choate's is offering our half-off 1 pound of Freon coupon on our website for you to use. Does your HVAC system need to be replaced? If so, right now is an excellent time to take advantage of Carrier's 60 months, no-interest financing on select systems. Want to improve your indoor air quality? Choate's is also offering our new APCO air purifier for $100 off when you get your air ducts cleaned. UV technology sterilizes biological contaminants and neutralizes odors and toxic VOCs. Match that technology with getting your air ducts cleaned, and you'll have the indoor air quality your family needs. Better call 347-8086 today. These specials won't last long. Turn to the experts with Choate's and let our family serve your family.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant Dacus, Brett Norsworthy, Jay Morgan Harder with you, and joining us now from the Bally Sports Grizzlies broadcast. You can catch
No. Hold on. We're going to change that.
Okay, we're going to change that?
I mean, we can keep that. I need to keep that. I mean, they do still employ me and still pay me. So we need to mention them. But I would prefer NHL Insider.
Okay. All right, Rob. I'm gonna try this again. Let me write this down.
You want intro music coming back or not?
Something really, cool and rocking.
I got you.
Okay. Icy, if you will.
All right, Rob, let me try this again. All right, 3, 2, 1. All right, welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant Dacus, Brett Norsworthy, Jay Morgan Harder with you. And now joining us, the NHL insider, Rob Fisher, is with us now. Rob, why the NHL insider?
Well, back in the day, Stats knows this. Yes. I lived in Las Vegas from 1995 to 97. And when I lived in Las Vegas, I worked for Sports Fan Radio Network. It was a national network at the time when ESPN still didn't exist, national radio at least. And so there was only 2 national networks, and I was with one of them, and I was our national NHL insider, and I did a show with Phil Esposito, which was awesome.
That's beautiful.
My show, we broke the news of Wayne Gretzky getting traded to the Blues.
Oh, wow.
And you know how long it took to get it up on the ticker back then, Seth? We broke the news, and about 8 minutes later, it broke to the world. So
wow.
It was a little different back then. But, so I heard you guys talking earlier. This being the hockey show.
Yes.
So I just thought I would share that I've been all about the pucks. I've been watching them. I've been betting them. It's been I watched a 4 overtime game last week, so I've been fired up about the hockey playoffs for sure.
Rob, the other national network then, was that One-on-One network?
Yes. Yeah, one-on-one. It was
that's what we had here.
Sports Fan Radio. Yeah.
That's what we had here when WHBQ started in all sports in 92, really 93, and then Dr. Flynn started in all sports in 95. It would be a lot of the mix of one-on-one and local shows, and I think that grew into Sporting News Radio.
That might have been. I mean, ESPN. When I left, ESPN was soon to follow. They started doing weekends only before they did every day.
Wow.
And when they did that, everybody was kind of nervous and everything. And I got out at the right time because next thing you know, ESPN had a network 7 days a week. Fox then came and got one, and CBS had one, and it was Sports Fan Radio was gone and no longer existed. But I mean, we had some great people. Chuck Powell, who still works at KJR in Seattle.
Sean Salisbury.
Sean Salisbury, Soren Petro, who you know very well.
Yeah.
Pete
Rose.
Pete Rose, JT the Brick, who is very well known. So we had the fabulous what was her name? The fabulous sports babe.
What was her name? Nancy.
I don't remember.
Donovan? Was that?
Can't remember.
I can't either.
Yeah, but that was a long time
Man, you've
ago.
come a long way, baby.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no doubt about it. It's to the point where now I don't really watch hockey until the playoffs start.
But you're still an expert. Once an expert, always one.
But I am an expert, yes.
All right, let's go to another part of your expertise. And in all seriousness, Rob has. I mean, you think of people that has covered a team day to day. He's done it with the Blues. He's done it with the Rams. He's done it with the Cardinals. He's doing it now and done it so well for all of us in Memphis with the Grizzlies. The college football influence. Rob, you college basketball influence. You really have touched it all. So you like the Lakers. A lot of people did. Are you stunned it was 4-0?
No. They got as far as they could.
Yeah.
It was Denver. Denver showed they're the best team in the West,
really have.
and they've been that all season, and they've been that throughout the playoffs. I mean, they haven't had a scare against teams that were supposed to scare them, and I think it was just enough. Because I don't think the Lakers played poorly in the series.
I don't either.
I just think Denver's just much better, and this was the end of the run.
They could play 98 games, and Denver would still be winning.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I believe that as well. And they tried some different things, and they tried a different lineup in Game 4, and LeBron really became a scorer in Game 4, but it was too much nuggets. I mean, it's credit to Denver and what they were able to do, and what Nikola Jokic does on a consistent basis night in and night out is remarkable. And then you got their others play really well. They don't play very deep, but the guys who are on their roster who are 4, 5, 6, and 7 are very good and make impacts in the game. And, for the Lakers, much like it was against the Grizzlies, much like it was against Golden State, everything had to go right for them. I mean, to me, the Lakers got where they were because they were playing so well as a unit at the end of the season. and they carried it into the postseason, and they had to play the play-in, so they didn't really get a break, and they just kept playing really well. And you get contributions from Russell, or one night it'd be Reeves. A lot of nights it was Reeves. Hachimura would come up huge. Baxter comes up huge. I mean, it was just somebody every night, and it was. I think they were masking a lot of their weaknesses by playing so well. But they ran into a buzzsaw, and Denver's the best team, and showed it. And so it didn't surprise me one bit that it went that way. But I thought the Lakers were really competitive, and they got nothing to hang their heads about. To even get where they got, I think was a remarkable finish to a season for LA.
Yeah. Well, one of the storylines right after the game, I think we should have all seen this coming, is the will he, won't he retire with LeBron James, people writing stories about it.
He kind of inspired.
He did after the postgame. He kind of spoke to it, and we've now got everyone has been wall-to-wall kind of talking about the will he, won't he retire. What do you think is next for LeBron? He said in the past he wants to play with his son. Do you expect him to be back, and how much more of LeBron do you think we see?
What I expect is, you remember the Father Time commercials last year with Nike with LeBron? The Father Time was racing him and everything. This year, it'll be a commercial with other athletes who have retired with LeBron, and he's going to smile, and then he's going to run away from him back onto the court. He's not retiring.
Heck
no.
This makes up for a great commercial and great drama all season, and took the focus of the Los Angeles Lakers being swept in the series.
Really
I mean, despite everything good I said about them, you still got swept with which you're not pleased with at all. You get this far and get swept. I mean, you remember when the Grizzlies got this far? It was great to be in the Western Conference Finals, and they got swept.
Then humbly.
It sucked. I mean, you still.
And we worked Memorial Day.
Right. And even though you give credit to the other team, and certainly in that case, San Antonio deserved all the credit, and you give credit to, the Denver Nuggets in this situation, still stinks, and you still are mad about it. So he took all the focus on that, all of it.
He
by
did.
saying he was going to retire.
He did. Rob Fisher, our guest, hockey expert. And also, you see him on the sidelines all year in pre and post with Bally's Grizzlies Network. And he has been with us and will be with us through a champion being crowned. Who will that champion be? I asked you that a few weeks ago. I ask you that now. Will it be Denver or will it be Miami?
It's got to be Denver. It has to be.
It's their time.
I mean, Miami they're playing on another level. I mean, this was not the Miami team we saw in the regular season. Everybody's contributing. Everybody's knocking down shots, and Jimmy Butler becomes Jimmy Butler. I was thinking of this earlier. Jimmy Butler is not regarded as a superstar. He's not.
Right.
If we have the discussion before the season or during the season, and we're talking about superstars, which to me you can put on one hand, Jimmy Butler is not one of them.
No.
But man. Come playoff time,
he's Brooks Koepka.
It's unbelievable, and it's incredible. So you certainly don't count them out just because they have a championship pedigree. They just do with their head coach, with Jimmy Butler, and just the culture of the franchise and the way that they play the game. It's just a culture. So I wouldn't count them out, but Denver's just a much better team.
Yeah. Well, in this series, Rob, a lot of people have talked about the coaching job by Joe Mazzulla, good, bad. You've kind of heard all about it throughout the NBA playoffs. What have you thought about the coaching job from Joe Mazzulla?
Well, I think it's been poor. All these coaches, they know X's and O's.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot about the relationships and in big times, out of timeout plays and, at big times of games, how you get your team settled or how you get your team motivated, things like that. Excuse me. I have to cough. I'm going to mute you for a second. Hold on 1 second.
Go right ahead. We'll kill time while you clear the passages. You good?
All right. I'm back. So the coaches know X's and O's. I think it's more how teams and players relate.
Right.
What I saw in 2 straight series in the Eastern Conference with 2 of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, I saw a Philadelphia team that just quit on their coach and basically then threw him under the bus afterwards.
Mm-hmm. They fired him.
Yeah.
So then he's not a good coach. So he's out because that's how it goes in the league. And now I see a coach that, it's become such a national narrative of the mistakes that he is making. And then you see this team quit. The Boston Celtics with Jason Tatum and they have quit.
With Magic Johnson analyzing the Celtics.
Quit. And when a team quits, man, I don't know. They made him. They took the interim tag off and made him the permanent head coach. But this is embarrassing. I mean, 3 teams to lose to the 8th seed Miami Heat, and 2 of the coaches could get fired for it.
And Eric Spoelstra rocks right along. Rob, last thing.
Unbelievable.
I asked Jay Morgan and Bryant this earlier. If Denver goes on and wins it, of the current 30 teams, they will be the 18th champion out of these 30 teams in these cities. I know Sacramento won it when they were the Cincinnati Royals, but where they are now, they'll be the 18th. Who's next? Who's the next newbie out of the 12? I said Phoenix.
Phoenix doesn't have one, right? Yeah. They're going to do everything in their power to go by.
You got Kevin Durant. Yeah. They got,
and so I think they would be a good pick.
Clippers?
No, because I don't think they're going to go. I don't think their trajectory is going upward.
I don't think you have to go far to get to the Grizzlies of the 12.
No, I don't.
We're ahead of Charlotte. We're ahead of New Orleans. We're ahead of Minnesota. Yeah. Atlanta, I think we're ahead. Orlando, we're ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about the Grizzlies being in the window currently.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, yeah, they should be. I mean, how many? Phoenix, Memphis, and is there anybody else you'd throw in there? Just the ones that we mentioned?
That would be about
That's
it.
The whole list?
That's where we are. Indiana.
No. Interesting.
Yeah, it is. I'd
go Phoenix, Memphis. I'll use that on the little show.
you could use that. Very good.
That's good. Rob, thanks for joining us. It should be fun. We might have a lot of downtime before the NBA Finals, but it's shaping up to be a good NBA Finals. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, that's great. We can talk hockey if we need to.
Go
Stars tonight. Big play tonight on the Stars. Go Stars.
Okay. Jay Morgan loves that.
You got it, man. Thanks Rob.
Oh, yeah.
You got it.
Rob Fisher, the NHL expert, also with the Valley Sports Grizzlies broadcast, but mainly NHL
Can you imagine working with Pete Rose like he did?
Be incredible.
He said it was.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Charlie Hustle.
Yeah. He also likes the Stars tonight, so I feel good on that. Are you betting on the game tonight?
No.
Just wearing the stuff, just cheering.
I'm just advertising the Western Conference Finals.
To help out.
Hey,
we've advertised it a lot in this first hour.
I should have worn. I also have a Vegas Golden Knights hat. I should have worn it.
You should have worn both.
Had both going on.
Missed opportunity there. Wow.
Couldn't lose then.
You really couldn't have.
Couldn't have.
Let's go ahead and get to a break. When we come back, we'll round out our first hour talking some baseball. That's next.
We are real sports talk. Sports 56 WHBQ. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM and 98.5 FM, as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, stay tuned in to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Visit Frontier Western Store today for new shirts and boots. Frontier is your top Carhartt store in the Mid-South. There's thousands of in-stock shirts and jeans. They have the classic K87 pocket tee in every color they make, including new ones just released. Available small to 4X. Want new jeans? Frontier has you covered with super tough work denim by Carhartt. And you've got to check out their selection of Ariat jeans for men, women, and children. You'll love how easy it is to find the size and style you need. Have you seen Frontier's remodeled world-famous boot showroom? It continues to expand. New styles by Ariat just arrived, plus plenty of in-stock proven classics too. Whether you need work or dress boots, trust that Frontier's the place to come. See thousands of pairs of Ariat boots and thousands more by Dan Post, Corral, Durango, Rocky, Twisted X, and others. And Frontier's pricing is lower than online and chain stores, so you know just the local shop to visit. Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road in Olive Branch, and on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Locally owned and operated since 1967.
'Tis the season to get in a new ride from Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. Get unparalleled power in 2023 Dodge Charger SXT, $30,535 or $419 a month. That's $5,000 off MSRP. Let freedom roam in 2023 Jeep Wrangler Sport 4x4 two-door. We Gossett at $35,545 or $498 a month. It's a game changer in 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cab 4x4, $12,000 off MSRP. You won't find a better deal anywhere else, and if we don't have it, Gossett will order it today. So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett on the Pike, or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motorcars.
Charger Wrangler 3500 down, 5.19 for 75 months. Charger PH 504816, MSRP 35535. Wrangler PW 6711899, MSRP 38045. 1500 PN 619 MSRP 67250. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/2023 with approved credit dealer stock only.
Memorial Day is coming up soon. Let Memphis Barbecue Supply help you with all your barbecue needs. Memphis Barbecue Supply is fully stocked with 7 different briquette, 4 different lump charcoal. Over 6,000 pounds of charcoal in stock. Need wood? Well, Memphis Barbecue Supply carries in stock chip, chunk, mini logs, and quarter logs of wood. From apple to pecan to oak, we have 8 different types of wood in stock for any kind of smoker. Need that final touch of flavor? Memphis Barbecue Supply stocks over 308 different rubs and sauces to make your holiday weekend special. Need help choosing that special rub or sauce? Just ask any of our knowledgeable staff that have years of experience cooking. Memphis Barbecue Supply is located at 7041 Stage Road in Memphis, or you can order online at mbbqsupply.com. Follow us on all social media platforms for recipes, new products, and barbecue news.
A new era in public safety begins with you. Be the change you want to see. Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo Saturday, June 10th, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications, performing basic testing, and interviewing candidates on site. Free parking will be located at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
You ready to get your ride on at Gossett Mitsubishi? Inventory is arriving daily, and we're ready to put you in a new ride today. Get 7 seats and 27 MPG combined in your new 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander. We Gossett at $33,285 or $469 a month. And the winner takes all in 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. 420-mile total range, 64 combined MPGe, and 38 minutes best charging time. We Gossett at $449 a month. And you'll always get peace of mind with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Outlander $469, Outlander PHEV $449. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motorcars.
Outlander PCO 45645, MSRP 33785, PHEV PZ 043032, MSRP 48230, includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time as we wrap up our first hour. We're talking some baseball.
Cardinals still back.
Well, I was just about to say I blame myself. I came in here very excited yesterday. Cardinals winning some great for Reds first 5 bettors though.
Yeah, I don't know who that would be.
I don't know who that would be.
Whoever had
either,
the Reds first 5
just
was really
if you're out
happy.
there.
I'm telling you, the
Yeah.
Reds are sneaky good.
They're sneaky good.
I really like the pitcher they're throwing tonight.
It's so sneaky they're in last. That's how sneaky it is.
But they're
very well disguised.
But Brett, they're playing good ball, and that's the start. You know, it doesn't always translate to wins this
That's
year,
true.
but they're playing good ball.
And David Bell is that kind of manager.
Yeah.
Oh, he's really good.
He's good.
Second most. Was that? Did I do that on? No, maybe that was with Dave. He has been thrown out the second most times in Major League Baseball the last 3 seasons.
That's
thrown out of the
awesome.
game.
Oh, he got his money's worth.
Sure did.
The other day.
Yeah, and him and Aaron Boone both got thrown out in the same game.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. But they're throwing a kid tonight. The Reds are Graham Ashcraft.
I had him on my list of best players now.
He hadn't thrown well this month, but he's a really good
Great
pitcher.
start to the season,
really
yeah.
good in April. And so it should be a good game tonight. And Waino.
So,
But tough one last night. Extras.
just couldn't. I mean, had first and second, 1 out, top of the 10.
Nolan Arenado couldn't come through.
No.
But he's been great, too.
He has.
Can't be
he's
too
been
mad at him, though.
No, and you know who you can't be mad at? Paul DeYoung. Paul DeYoung swinging that
I
stick.
texted you last night about him.
Man, he is playing some good baseball.
He maybe this is the time that he's really worked out.
Maybe. Well, you know,
He's talking about how relaxed he feels and just swinging.
when they were talking,
Almost like he cares less, and
Right.
its result is doing better.
It's like in golf.
It is.
That's true.
Very mental.
It's so antithetical. Don't swing hard.
Yeah. Well,
Let the bat do the work. Let
Yeah.
the club do the work.
they've been, and I don't know if it's a new hitting coach or new philosophy they're trying to implement.
He does.
In St.
He did
Louis.
work with a new hitting
He worked
coach.
with a new hitting coach. It's this
Team or his?
Team, I think.
I think both.
Probably both. But it's the same. What I heard is it's the same thing they're trying to do with Jordan Walker. Is that he got to Major League Baseball? They saw a swing. They're like, that's not what we want it to be. We're going to work on it. Supposedly, that's what they did with Paul DeYoung, and it's
I
worked
think
out.
Paul DeYoung did it for himself, though. Is the way I understand
Interesting.
it.
I read it
Jordan
as
Walker's
it was
gotten
both.
over 200. His swings have been better. I'm going
Mm-hmm.
tonight. And I said this about this time yesterday. I'll say it again. Do y'all realize Baltimore's only 2 back of Tampa Bay in the East?
They're good.
In the loss
Baltimore
column?
has played some good baseball.
And their AAA teams here all this week. Norfolk, and they've got a lot of stars there.
Sure do. Yeah, that should be a fun series.
They've drafted and developed well.
They really have. That's most of their team is draft and develop.
They've got a shortstop prospect there, right? Or is he in the majors?
Ooh, I think they
De La
just...
Cruz, or is that
De La Cruz.
Ellie?
No, that's
That's
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
That's
Okay.
Cincinnati.
Where's Holiday's kid?
He's in single A, high A, or something
Okay.
like that. Yeah, he's still very young, but they do have some really good prospects, some good pitching prospects down there too. So that should be a fun series. Maybe the Redbirds can bounce back from a rough series last week. But
And don't look now, but no team in the National League has more losses than the Cardinals. 2 with 28, Cardinals and Rockies.
Yeah, but what have you done for me lately, though? I mean, what a streak. You know, new month, Brett. New month. Well, new second half of the month, let's say, because the first half wasn't very good.
Getting close to my first time I look at the standings with really any seriousness.
Memorial Day, isn't it?
The summertime holidays. Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, and then the only one that matters.
Yeah.
The day after the season's over.
That's right. Well, don't look now, but the Astros, who started off really slow, 11-1 in their last 12 games.
Lost yesterday, though.
No, they won.
Or no,
yesterday.
they won.
They won, won big yesterday.
Yeah,
against the Brewers.
Alvarez hit a grand slam. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're playing good baseball right now. They're hitting the ball really well.
How did we come full circle to liking Dusty?
I've always loved
Oh,
Dusty.
did you?
I've always loved
How did I?
That's a good question.
Dusty Hanna is named after Dusty.
He sure is.
Is he really? I didn't know that.
Dad played minor league baseball with him.
That's right.
Really? Wow. Makes me like him even more.
Dusty Hanna, former guest on these airwaves.
Really?
Show, yeah.
Love Dusty Hanna.
I did too.
Memphis Hustle legend.
And one of the purest strokes ever.
He's a good shooter. He's playing for the Warriors now. Santa Cruz with
Yeah.
Lester Quinones.
I loved seeing Lester in the playoffs.
That's
seeing
2
him right
pretty
behind
good
the
strokes
bench.
right there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Somebody
Two
taught
good
him how to
shooters.
teach or how to shoot.
That's true. Let's go ahead and wrap up this hour, get to a break. When we come back, Brent Beard from First Coast News down in Jacksonville. He'll join us to talk about college football. That's next on Sports Time.
Sunday, May 28th, let's take our hats off to the heroes when the Gamblers take on your Showboats.
We can't wait to have you for the USFL. Let's go.
Bring the whole family to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium for a great day of pro football and get a free USFL hat while supplies last.
Touchdown.
Fantastic seats get you right next to the action for just $10.
And the Showboats chug right back into this game.
Buy your tickets today at theusfl.com.
Nothing says summer like an ice-cold Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, refreshing, real brewed tea with 5% alcohol. Look for Twisted Tea in the bright yellow cans. Keep it twisted!
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Get ready to command the road in a new ride from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Go the road less traveled in 2023 Kia Seltos LX. $263 a month, $29.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia Sportage LX, $288 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And 2023 World Performance Car, 2023 Kia EV6 Wind. EPA estimated range 310 miles, $499 a month, $49.99 due at signing, all 36-month leases. Plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles, 20 cents excess mileage. Seltos P745, 8378, MSRP 23,996. Sportage P7173696, MSRP 27077. EV6 P510573, MSRP 49965. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax on the license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/23. Dealer stock only. Warranties and limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
If you're 19 or older with certain underlying medical conditions such as asthma or diabetes, you can get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia, a potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. If you're 65 or older, it is also recommended you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. No matter the season, talk to your doctor about vaccination today and learn more at lung.org/protect yourself. A message from the American Lung Association in collaboration with Pfizer.
Furnished by the American Lung Association.
Are you looking to lease a commercial space for your business? Call Stephen Hoffman. Are you a landlord looking to have your space leased? Call Stephen Hoffman. Maybe you're looking to buy or sell commercial real estate. If so, you want a professional broker looking out for your best interest, and that broker is Stephen Hoffman with Myers Commercial Real Estate. Stephen is a Memphis native who knows his market well and only works the commercial side of real estate. He works for a great firm that has been locally owned and operated in Memphis for almost 40 years. Whether representing tenants, landlords, or investors alike, you are sure to get great market analysis, access to on and off market listings, and a tough negotiator on your behalf. Call 901-761-5595 and ask for Stephen Hoffman. You can also find him on the web at MyersCRE.com. That's MYERSCRE.com. Stephen Hoffman with Myers Commercial Real Estate. Representing your real estate business is his business. Call Stephen Hoffman, 901-761-5595.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Lexus of Memphis. Here are your hosts, Brett Stats Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant Dacus, Brett Norsworthy, Jay Morgan Harder with you, and joining us now to talk about the college football offseason. Brent Beard from First Coast News down in Jacksonville is with us now. Brent, when we talked to you last week, we had to talk all about what was going on down at the ACC meetings with the, Brett, remind me the name of the 7 schools.
The Magnificent Seven.
The Magnificent Seven. How
Sounds like
a
Dean Martin movie, doesn't it?
That's right. Sure does. But we had to talk about that last week, and then the next day, after we talked to you about that, here comes Florida State's athletic director saying, we love the ACC.
Sorry.
I mean, we're glad we're in this conference. We love everything that's going on.
Who got him straight?
Yeah, what happened down there?
Well, they talked about giving him more money is what happened.
Of course.
So
we were just having that conversation in the break
sure
about
were.
people and money. They sure can relax, can't they?
Yep.
Yes, but they still want out. I don't think it's going to happen soon. I mean, guys, they're looking at either waiting until 2036 or trying to talk Notre Dame into join the conference, which I don't think is going to happen. renegotiating with ESPN, and they really have nothing to renegotiate with right now. Or they could fight it in court.
Yeah, good luck with that.
But the reality of it is, even if they do the expense of that, and then if you lost, now I give Andrea Adelson credit for this because I heard her talk about this weekend. That there are two things that need to be brought out here that are problems for teams that want to leave. And I get the reason they want to leave, I really do. But the reality of it is, the first problem is obviously if you, you've got to pay $120 million to get out. Then, even if you got out, your revenue would stay with the ACC instead of going to the conference where you're going. The piece that Andrea mentioned that I had not heard yet was, and I can imagine anybody risking this, would be if you get out, not only do you have your revenue go back to the ACC, but your games, that whatever conference you go to, will not be televised regardless of the sport. Now, I would guess that they would negotiate that somehow and get that taken care of in some way. But the problem is they're not getting enough money, and they probably never will, like the SEC and the Big Ten is getting. And they really would like to have a change of scenery. But guys, unfortunately, right now, they're basically, I hate to use the word that they're stuck, but unless these lawyers find a loophole where something really changes in the landscape of college football, they're pretty much where they are.
Well, they are, and the grant of rights and that 2036 number, that's just too long now. That will go by much faster than most people can believe, but in the big world of sports and rights fees and money, that the deal they have now by 2036 will be like ashtray coins.
Yes. There's no question about that. And that is, and look, the other thing that would have to be very irritating for them, they can't negotiate or renegotiate until 2036. Well, the Big Ten, and I know they've still got a ways to go on this, but they basically announced their new deal, which was $1 billion and something. But see, the Big Ten and the SEC are going to renegotiate way before the ACC does. Sure, amazing. Think about that, guys. That the ACC and the Big Ten will basically renegotiate twice before the ACC can negotiate and renegotiate in 2036.
This weekend, I know a lot of eyes are on Hoover and the baseball, and I know it generates a lot of interest for the league, and good teams come out of it, but it's not near as important as what's going on in Destin.
No.
And real long-range impacting decisions will be made. I know next Wednesday, a week from tomorrow, we're going to get the full tranche of most of the September times and networks, and we're going to get, I think, the full bowl schedule is what I've read. But we need more than that. We need 2024. It's not about September of 2023. It's time to see that 9-game schedule. And what I hope the SEC doesn't do, and I'm already hearing that a lot of places will want to get out of their Power 5 opponent, i.e., example, being Ole Miss is supposed to play USC in the early part of the 2025 season, and both sides with what USC's doing, going to the Big Ten, and the potential of 9 SEC games. I was told at baseball last weekend, almost no shot at Ole Miss going to Los Angeles.
And that would be a shame. That'd be historic in a lot of ways, and frankly could be a really exciting game. Now, look, if you're going to add the 9th game, and I believe they will, what you need to be doing is taking away one of the sisters of the poor.
Exactly.
Instead of taking away Southern Cal.
And I'm scared Arkansas and Arkansas State could be in jeopardy in 2025.
Yeah, so that's really where they need to go. But again, there's so many things that are going to happen or should happen in Destin. I mean, Greg Sankey said at some point, well, we got to vote. So hopefully they'll be ready to do that, and there won't be another, we'll have a vote soon type stuff. There's just too much at stake here.
Well, we know every vote's going to be reported as unanimous. It will be reported as 14 or 16-0, and the hierarchy from Texas and OU will be there this weekend. Presidents, ADs, assistant ADs, et cetera. I don't know about any coaches, but I know the school administration will be there and should be there. Yes. They've got a big vested interest in this. But I would love to know back room what the real vote is before they whip them into 16-0.
Yeah, well, agreed. Now that would be fascinating
because everybody can't play Vanderbilt. And that's what everybody wants to do.
No, they can't. They can't. So, and again, to Brent's point, they will be there, but they won't vote because they're not in the league yet. But they do.
Oh, is that right? They just will be there.
Yeah, that's my understanding because they are still technically right now a member.
Oh, yeah, and I bet if they voted, you could actually get sued for something.
Yeah, so, but to your point, though, there's no question they need to be there. There's no question they need to be part of this. And frankly, and I don't know if they'll have the number of officials at SEC Media Days in Nashville in July, but they also need to have representation there. Because
should. Okay, maybe no players, but it's time to act like you're coming into this league.
It is, yes, and because
the threat of lawsuit,
you're going to have arguably the biggest configuration of SEC media at any time, anywhere, and if you're going to do that, the Oklahoma officials need to be taking questions in the hallway.
Yeah. I'm curious, Brent, since we're talking about conference realignment in the Big 12, we had David Cobb on from CBS Sports yesterday, and we were kind of talking about the Big 12 and the last two teams that the conference seems interested in is Gonzaga and UConn. David Cobb made a great point kind of saying, well, with the Big 12, they have these great college basketball schools. Maybe they should just dive in to basketball and bring in these basketball schools. But kind of with the rumors lately about a connection between.
I've got a suggestion for a third grade basketball.
Right here.
Memphis.
Right here. Yeah. But Brent, when you kind of see the rumors, Big 12 is thinking about UConn. I mean, they have a football team. We know about that football program, but that school is going to bring basketball. What do you think about that when for the past 3 years, all the talk has been football drives these conferences. Football drives everything.
Oh, well, I mean, unfortunately, that some of these conferences now are at the point where I don't know if I want to use the word desperate, but and that they just want a warm body necessarily. I'm not saying that, but I mean they're crunching the numbers to see who can come in and be able to give them something too. And I mean, you still got guys I heard today, and again, I don't think there's anything final on this, but that the Big 12 may be getting close to the point where a lot of the bigger networks may not want anything to do with them at this point, and particularly, guys, if they lose Oregon and Washington, it's every man for themselves, and that's not going to be very attractive by the time that league is down to that point.
Yeah, and there's a lot of rumors of people wanting to go after Arizona State, but they've got to have some others go with them. You lose Oregon and Washington, I don't know if you got a league anymore.
Yeah, right. I agree. And I'm not sure you do because at that point that's your bell cows in that league. And I'm not saying that some of the others can't rise up.
Utah really good, but
it is. I agree. But the reality is. And I think they're very good, frankly, and I think Whittingham's done a tremendous job.
Back-to-back Rose Bowls.
Yeah. But the reality, guys, is Utah football must-watch television for most football fans.
Yeah, that's right. Brent Beard, our guest from First Coast News in Jacksonville on all things college football, and they're out. The magazines are out. I know you have one in hand.
I do.
And one of the always one of the favorite topics of ranking quarterbacks. Jay Morgan and I were talking before the show today about return. Well, all of us were talking about returning starts at the school where you are. I'm not talking about like Spencer Rattler. We know he got OU starts and now he's at South Carolina. But here in Memphis, I looked it up. Seth Hennigan is at 24 career starts. Brent, I think that's significant. I think that matters. Will Rogers at 32 career starts and KJ Jefferson at 27 career starts. Laps around the track matters.
They do. Yeah, absolutely they do. And particularly, look, when you see a guy like KJ Jefferson and what he has done and what he could do. Now, what's interesting for them this year is, my understanding is they are going to more having Jefferson under center than they are in the shotgun, which may keep him a little bit more healthy. So that would be tremendous for them.
Well, he's got Rocket Sanders at tailback to hand it to.
Oh yeah. Rock is pretty good too. And for our listeners, and again, it's Christmas in May when the magazines come out. They're just there's something special about that. Athlon's out now. Lenny's will be out probably by the end of the week. And Phil Steele will be out by July 4th. He tweeted yesterday their playoff in Athlon, Rose Bowl, Michigan, Alabama, and the Sugar Bowl, Georgia, Southern Cal. Boy, Southern Cal's going to have a big improvement on defense for that to happen. And they've got Georgia, Michigan in the national championship game.
Michigan, Alabama at the Rose Bowl Stadium? Wow.
Yeah. Boy, that would...
how many times do you think Bama would play the fight song, Remember the Rose Bowl, that day?
Yeah, can you imagine that? Absolutely.
It'd be on a loop.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, the rest of your top 10, Ohio State's 5, LSU is 6, which won't be a surprise, Florida State at 7, Penn State at 8, Washington 9, and Utah at 10. Clemson is 12. Tennessee is 15. A&M is 20. And Ole Miss is 21.
I can't do it with A&M again this year.
Yeah. 25 would be North Carolina.
Brent, I'm much bigger on Tennessee than that. I will tell you now. I've got Tennessee. At some point when I finish it off, I'm going to have Tennessee right there in the mix to play for it all.
Yeah, I would have to see that, and as we've talked before, the Tennessee defense showing significant improvement than they were last year, particularly on third down.
And Joe Milton improved.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, yes. Now I know they love him, and I get that, but Nico Lamaliva, and I may be mispronouncing that. They're looking for him to play, and I think he will. But at the same time, we know they can score 50 points, but are they going to give up 51?
If he plays very early, something bad's happened.
Yes. Yeah, you're right about that.
Jay Morgan, did you catch the fist pump when Brent gave the Penn State ranking for Bryant?
Bryant was very happy.
He loves those uniforms.
Penn State. His uniforms, classic.
You had to love it at the Cotton Bowl. Didn't see them in person.
But I couldn't show how much I enjoyed it because I was there covering.
Do you prefer the white top, white bottom, or the blue top, white bottom?
Oh, I'm all white.
I am too.
They're beautiful. But Brent, since we were talking about USC, I'm curious. Friday we got the news. Mike Bone, the USC AD, has resigned. What'd you think of that decision?
And any prospects of SEC people taking that job?
Well, they were surprised with that. I heard from somebody who covers Southern Cal, and the shame of that is they were really that they had actually made some progress at USC as a total athletic department.
2 steps forward, 5 back, though.
Yeah, oh yeah, but now they've gone backwards with this, and again, there are a lot of allegations you guys have heard about some inappropriate comments and so forth from Bohm, but man alive, they really have struggled, haven't they, guys, getting that athletic director job right at Southern Cal.
So that I think, and I'm just talking about SEC ADs that I'm super impressed by that I think might be interested in it. Well, we know Greg Burns got a West Coast background. His dad, his employment, his years working up out in the industry out there. Would this be a good time for him to have a little separation from Bama?
That's a great question. It maybe. There are. Obviously, he's getting questioned about.
But could another place take him on? Especially you got a little scandal, a lot of scandal with the guy going out. Can that chancellor go out there and take that heat with the incoming?
That's and look now. If you have a chance to go to Southern Cal, you've got to consider that seriously. Mm-hmm. But that's another really good point. Is do you want to go out there and take on the issues that they've got and that what you inherit to be there? So, we'll be fascinated to see who they are looking at, and I'm guessing after what they've gone through. I really do wonder if they really they've just got to get the best guy available. Frankly, I think at this point, if they have West Coast ties or not, but I can tell you, we sort of won't be surprised if Burns' name comes up for it.
Shouldn't Hunter Yurchek be on about any list out there?
Oh yeah, probably so.
That mean he's interested, and I think he could have had Auburn if he wanted it.
Yeah, sure. Hunter would be logical, absolutely, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of these possibilities for this soon. But boy, I still say that's got to be a tremendous job, and particularly now with them going to the Big Ten. How much more attractive does that even make it?
Very attractive, but you're going to be at a lot of budget meetings for that travel.
Yeah. Absolutely. Man alive.
But you're also going to be getting a big incoming check, too.
Yes. Yeah. And that would probably, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, we were talking $1 billion deal that they just made a little bit ago. And look, they are going to, as much money as the SEC brings in, the Big Ten's bringing in like $5 or $10 million more per team than the SEC.
Yeah, they could say it just means more.
Sure could.
I dare them. They can't do that to us, can they, Brent?
Well, look, if they think they get away with it, you know no good well they would.
You know they would.
Why not?
Who do they think they are?
Brent.
But again, we're quite excited that Athlon is on the shelf.
Oh, better believe it.
Man, I can't wait to go get one. I'm going to try to go get one tonight. But, Brent, last thing for you, kind of going full circle, started in the ACC. Want to finish in the ACC because yesterday Pat Narduzzi made some comments about Deion Sanders and kind of how he's using the transfer portal at Colorado, talking about how it wasn't really meant to just be able to go in and make your team how you want to, and kind of how he came in and said, well, I can replace all of y'all, and seemingly with the numbers of transfers going out and coming in, that's kind of what he's doing. What'd you make of Narduzzi's comments and what Deion Sanders is doing at Colorado right now?
Well, was he pretty honest about that, saying what some guys are thinking? Mm-hmm. Look, the reality is they're going to be terrible this year. Yeah. They just don't have any players. Now, that's going to be if Prime is patient and his ego will allow it, I mean, they could rebuild, but it's going to be 2 or 3 years, I think, before they're very competitive. And is he going to get the itch to go somewhere else before they can be built? Look, that thing could either be really good or if he guts the place, brings in a few folks who gets impatient and leaves, it could also be a disaster.
I'm pulling for him.
Yeah, me too.
But. Well, I've talked to some Florida State folks about that situation, and they're pretty happy with what they've got right now, Mike Norvell.
Yeah.
And there have been a few of them I've talked to that have been pretty upfront that they would rather go another direction than Dion.
Be interesting to see what that team looks like. I mean, from people wanting to bet them to be the national champion winner, it's insane. But Brent, thanks for joining us. Enjoy your week. We'll talk to you again next Tuesday.
Good. Take care, guys. Well, there'll be the beginning of a lot of things to talk about by the time next Tuesday comes around.
Oh, it sure will be. And then the next day with all the schedule reveal. Thank you, Brent. Have a great week.
Take care.
You got it. Brent Beard with us every week talking college football, and it's really starting to heat up with college football from every front, with the scheduling news and the meetings and the magazines. They're out. I wish you'd have bought me one today, Jay Morgan. I was good. I thought I had good credit with you.
I'm sorry. I should have done it.
Oh, man. Who was on the cover?
I can't remember exactly. I thought Joe Milton, but that could be.
I bet it was probably Joe.
Was Will Rogers one of the area teams on it?
Might have been. I really can't remember who was on it. I didn't really pay enough attention.
Jackson Dart?
No, Jay Dart.
He was looking for his movie magazines and just kind of saw it out the corner of his eye.
And Vol
TV
for Life
magazines. Yeah, that's right.
For sure.
Saw the Vols.
Everybody needs to get down to All-Star Chevrolet, first exit into Mississippi, Kraft Goodman Road on Highway 78, and the improvement to Highway 78. If you haven't gone down there lately, it feels like 8 lanes all the way down to until you get to All-Star. And you got to drive one of the new Silverados at Olive Branch at All-Star. And you can drive an Equinox or place a custom order for any new Chevy you want. And they've got them. Just ask for Kevin, ask for Jeff, any member of the All-Star team. Finance rates as low as 1.9. A ton of customer cash offers back for the remaining days in May. If you're military or in education or healthcare, any position at all, May is appreciation month for you and all that you do for us, and you get an extra $500 bonus back. Kevin and Jeff, they asked me to thank everyone that brought their cars, trucks, SUVs to All-Star to sell. Whether you bought it there or not, whether you owe money against it or not, they will still pay you great cash, paying big money, and you can get your check today. All-Star certified and pre-owned section, it's loaded. Certified Silverados, Ram trucks, Corvette Stingrays, Jeeps, and if you need service or maintenance, call Sean or Jeff in the All-Star Chevy Service Department. Remember, it's not the Pike, not South Haven, not Bartlett, Mount Moriah, or Collierville. It's got to be Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet. Find new roads to All-Star Chevy today, or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Let's go ahead and get to a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about last night's game between the Lakers and Nuggets and tonight's game between the Celtics and the Heat. That's next.
Add a little fun to your lunch break. Join Johnny Radio for Sports 56 Happy Hour from 11 to 1 every weekday on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Memorial Day is coming up soon. Let Memphis Barbecue Supply help you with all your barbecue needs. Memphis Barbecue Supply is fully stocked with 7 different briquette, 4 different lump charcoal. Over 6,000 pounds of charcoal in stock. Need wood? Well, Memphis Barbecue Supply carries in stock chip, chunk, mini logs, and quarter logs of wood. From apple to pecan to oak, we have 8 different types of wood in stock for any kind of smoker. Need that final touch of flavor? Memphis Barbecue Supply stocks over 308 different rubs and sauces to make your holiday weekend special. Need help choosing that special rub or sauce? Just ask any of our knowledgeable staff that have years of experience cooking. Memphis Barbecue Supply is located at 7041 Stage Road in Memphis, or you can order online at mbbqsupply.com. Follow us on all social media platforms for recipes, new products, and barbecue news.
'Tis the season to get in a new ride from Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. Get unparalleled power in 2023 Dodge Charger SXT, $30,535 or $419 a month. That's $5,000 off MSRP. Let freedom roam in 2023 Jeep Wrangler Sport 4x4 two-door. We Gossett at $35,545 or $498 a month. It's a game changer in 2023 Ram 1500 Laramie Crew Cab 4x4, $12,000 off MSRP. You won't find a better deal anywhere else, and if we don't have it, Gossett will order it today. So drive past the rest and come to the best at Gossett on the Pike or shop online at GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Charger Wrangler 3500 down, 5.19 for 75 months. Charger PH 504816, MSRP 35535. Wrangler PW 6711899, MSRP 38045. 1500 PN 619119, MSRP 67250. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/2023 with approved credit dealer stock only.
A new era in public safety begins with you. Be the change you want to see. Join us for the Memphis Police Department Hiring Expo Saturday, June 10th, 2023 from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 170 North Main Street downtown. We'll be taking applications, performing basic testing, and interviewing candidates on site. Free parking will be located at Poplar Avenue and Front Street. Benefits include a $15,000 sign-on bonus, up to $10,000 relocation assistance. For more information or details, visit joinmpd.com.
Sunday, May 28th, let's take our hats off to the heroes when the Gamblers take on your showboats.
We can't wait to have you for the USFL. Let's go.
Bring the whole family to Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium for a great day of pro football and get a free USFL hat while supplies last.
Touchdown.
Fantastic seats get you right next to the action for just $10.
And the showboats chug right back into this game.
Buy your tickets today at theusfl.com.
Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch has an offer you can't refuse. They will pay you to do business with them if you want luxury. And I'm talking the Genesis G70 car. If you would love to have that kind of new technology, they will give you a $1,000 rebate when you finance with Genesis Motor Finance. In other words, they'll pay you $1,000 to do business with them, and you get brand new luxury. You can't beat it. That's Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis, right at the corner of Craft Road and Highway 78 in Olive Branch. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis in Olive Branch, where customer retention is amazing. There's a reason. They take care of you with a team that's been together for a long time. Whether it's finance or whether it's service, you can't beat them. Homer Skelton Hyundai Genesis.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. As we already kind of talked a lot about the Nuggets and the Lakers game last night. The Nuggets with a 113-111 win over the Lakers to secure that sweep. The Lakers had an opportunity to either tie or take the lead there in the closing seconds, but just couldn't do it. I've been impressed with the Nuggets throughout this the playoffs. I mean, this season really, but even the playoffs, and I still kind of go back to it of why was all the hype on different teams and not the Nuggets. Maybe kind of the end of the season, the last 2 or 3 seasons when they really had that top seed locked up, they kind of turned it off a little bit, lost some games they probably shouldn't. They were waiting for their play-in opponent. There were some factors there that kept people from talking about the Nuggets. But I just felt like when this playoff started, a lot of it was, look out for the Suns now that they're healthy and have everybody. Look out for the Lakers. Look out for Memphis. Look out for these teams.
Clippers. Here come the Clippers.
It seemed like it was everybody except for the Nuggets that people were talking about.
Why did we do that?
Well, because you don't look out for the team that's the 1 seed.
That's true.
I mean, you do, but you don't have to,
You're not a
keep your head on a swivel for them. They're not sneaking up on
But it didn't even seem like it was that. It just seemed like nobody was really believing that they could do it.
And
even as
there is credence to that, too, because people touted over their head all season. They can't do it in the postseason. Jokic can't get it done in the postseason. And that's really just because every year he's played in the postseason, half his team, or at least half the starting lineup has been hurt.
Right.
Last year being Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr. being hurt for 2 years in the playoffs. So they just needed to get it back healthy again.
Stuck out there in that funky time zone. Sometimes the games are late, sometimes they're not. and do we really trust them? I know you didn't because you've been here all day, every day, like you always are. By any chance, did you watch any Hot Take TV this morning?
I did not, no.
JJ Redick was so compelling today.
Really?
And he made a strong, I think, correct case. I know I agree with his case. The NBA needs to be celebrating this, not being demure about, oh, man, no Lakers, no Celtics, no LeBron, no Beantown, no Jason Tatum. Quit talking about everything that you don't have and exalt these two teams like they should be. They've earned it, fair and square. And the Miami story, out of the play-in. Next year at play-in time, every play-in team, we're the Heat.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to have.
Or it will be the Heat again.
Or it will be.
And it could be.
It could be.
But no, you're right. I've actually really liked JJ Redick on ESPN since he's gotten there. I thought he's been really good. But you're right. I mean, and we're going to see this every single year with teams. But I think a lot of it is just, look at L.A. You're going to get all of the L.A. people talking about, L.A.'s not in it. Boston, while it's not New York, it's still a large market. And so just kind of the thought of having those two markets.
And we had our fascination with the Knicks for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I'm not super surprised you're getting all of the, it could have been Lakers Celtics.
People are saying the Heat dominating the Celtics makes the Knicks look better because the Knicks played the Heat better than the Celtics did.
I got
certainly more competitive.
What about this one? So we just saw the Lakers get swept 4-0. They beat the Grizzlies by 40.
I love this, Brett. I have something pertaining to this in my notes from today.
Fire away.
Do you want to read it?
I do. I really don't think it says a lot about the Nuggets or the Lakers. Like, I don't think you can look at this against the Lakers and say, see, they didn't belong to be there against the Nuggets or something like that. Nor do I think it says that's just how good the Nuggets are. They just swept the Lakers that are really good. I really just think in this particular case, there's some playoff series that are kind of dominated just because of matchups, and there's just a matchup problem on the court. And I really think that's what this boils down to. The Lakers were definitely deserved to be there and are a Western Conference Finals caliber team with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But in this particular case, their matchup, they just outmatched against the Nuggets.
Darvin Ham, I thought, got all out of them he could get.
He did. Not being able to play.
But to beat Memphis by 40, does that make it sting more, less, the same, or we've had enough time to forget about it?
I think we've had enough time. I think there could have been.
That was so many centuries ago.
Yeah,
at this point.
I think there was some
Game
of that.
Game 1 against the Lakers
Warriors
was Sunday afternoon, April 16th.
That's crazy.
And June 1st is the final start. Final start June 1st.
It's crazy. A whole week.
Think about this too. Jared Vanderbilt, who was key in dominating the Grizzlies, key in dominating the Warriors. DNP coach decision last night in the last game. Just couldn't put them on the floor.
And then what they had on the floor, they had a lot of people scared to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
Got Tristan Thompson minutes last night.
Pretty decent minutes.
He sure did.
That just shows there's a matchup. They couldn't do anything. They couldn't put a group of 5 on the floor that could match up with the Nuggets.
What about my theory that if Austin Reeves is your big three, you're not that good. I think he's great if he's the fifth part.
Well, but I would argue with that. Look at these last 2 series. He was fine in those series and those teams. Maybe not the Grizzlies because they were hurt, but I would say the Warriors very easily. If things go a different way in January, the Warriors could be on the other side of the bracket.
Maybe he's a fourth guy, but is he a third guy?
If the matchup, the Lakers, there's a scenario where the Lakers could be in the finals, though, with Austin Reeves as a third guy. So I think it's a range is what I would say. He could be a third guy. Probably you have a better team if he's the fourth or fifth guy. But it seems like he would be. There's a scenario, there really is, where the Warriors
you
are playing.
Kyrie Irving in there, and he definitely moves down one.
Yeah.
But he also gives you an opportunity for Anthony Davis to have a game where he is always just rebounding or something, where he's not scoring like that. Because he has propensity to score 25 points or 30 points or something like that.
I thought Anthony Davis' defense in the postseason was spectacular.
It was, yeah.
Until
really good.
this series, he was the best defensive player in the playoffs. I think you got a really good argument for that.
I think so, too. Do we want to check in on Magic Johnson's Twitter page?
Yes, we do.
So,
should I interpret as you read along, or is it just?
Well, yeah, maybe after these first two. Maybe not at all. Maybe the last one.
I went to all the replies of him weighing in on Boston.
Geez.
It got nasty.
Did it towards the bottom? They always get nastier towards the bottom. So his first one is just basically congratulating the whole city of Denver and everyone involved with the Denver Nuggets. Thank you, Magic. The next one, congratulations to Nikola Jokic for advancing to the finals and breaking Wilt Chamberlain's single-season playoff triple-double record with a 30-point, 14 rebound, and 13 assist performance tonight. Classic Magic Johnson.
Way to go, Magic.
Tweet.
World's nicest man.
World's nicest man. In defeat, LeBron James was tremendous, scoring 30 points by the half and finishing with 40 points, 10 rebounds, and 9 assists. Another just classic
Unarguable
Magic Johnson tweet. And then the final one.
He's like the AP ticker of days of yore.
He sure is. I mean, that's one reason just to follow him. I mean, he's going to give you the facts. It's probably all he's going to give you. Last tweet from last night from Magic Johnson. Laker Nation, it's a couple things. There's a couple of things we know now. We have the right coach.
I was a really terrible GM.
Well, he didn't say that. We have the right coach with Darvin Ham, 2 superstars in LeBron and Anthony Davis, and emerging stars in Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. Hopefully, Rob Pelinka will have an outstanding offseason and build on this playoff run.
Do you really put Hachimura in that grouping? How consistent was he in these playoffs?
I thought he was pretty consistent. I mean,
enough.
Yeah, I mean, he never dipped below. Like, he always was giving you, 12, 14 points or something like that at minimum. Mm-hmm. And then he would have games where he would score like 20-something and stuff like that. Yeah. I think he did fine.
And had the game that justified the deal.
I mean, you said it the day
April
after.
16th. I mean,
if he scores 0 points the rest of the time the Lakers are in the playoffs, it was worth it.
Now, to get Kyrie Irving, they will have to probably give up everything they got at Rob Pelinka deadline deal except for Hachimura, right? There's no way to make all that money work, is it?
Yeah, I don't.
But what are we talking about? D'Angelo Russell, Malik Beasley, Mo Bamba?
Yeah, Mo Bamba, they're definitely getting rid of. I mean, he
did he have an attempted shot?
He's not hurt.
Yeah, he is.
Is he?
Yes. He's hurt. Hey, come on, put some respect on Mo Bamba.
His feelings are hurt.
You think he's going to play a big role next year for the Lakers?
I don't know if it plays a big role next year,
but
get a little.
I don't think on opening night he goes out there.
Get a little bit back healthy again, and you never know. The guy's got a good skill set.
Sounds like they're going to waive him, is what I was seeing people say.
Well, someone else can pick him up then. He's got a good skill set. Let him get. Don't let Mo Bamba get healthy. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't let Mo Bamba get healthy.
I'll take your look, Jay. I mean, you can say anything about the NBA, and I'll believe you. So I believe.
Well, it sounds like you're pushing back quite a bit on Mo Bamba.
I'm just making sure both sides were heard. It was just making sure both sides were heard.
Our NBA picks. Do we go ahead and give the group lock on the Celtics and L?
Oh yeah.
So that will drop us to 7-4 in the playoffs in group locks.
Not bad.
It will make me 12-8. It will make Jay Morgan 11-9. It will make Bryant 10-10. We will have one series left to pick, so you can tie me.
Ooh, man.
You're dormy.
I'm out. I'll just watch y'all fight.
Oh, we're not picking now, though.
No. We'll pick the day.
We'll pick like 3 weeks from now before the start of the
pick
NBA
the 4th
finals.
of July.
May 31st.
Yeah, or June 1st.
Oh, yeah, I guess the day of June 1st.
I don't know if that's a weekend day or not.
It's a Thursday.
It's Thursday. Okay, cool.
How about that?
We can do it on Thursday.
How about it?
And then
Shouldn't those games be firing up next Sunday? Shouldn't game 1 be about then?
No, June is fine. It's like you know how October just feels like baseball, Brett? June just feels like the finals.
Feels like the finals.
Yeah, but
feels like the finals.
Baseball, they try to do it. They try to have hard and fast fixed dates.
Yeah.
And sometimes you have that long. I mean, used to, you'd get one series over. If the other one was over, let's pair up and play.
Yeah. You're not getting that for the finals.
No, because the TV, the money's so big.
Yeah.
And they want the promotion.
Of course. You get a whole week to just build up storylines and...
Most interesting thing I read today concerning the potential of both sweeps, one completed, one remaining tonight, is the league. It may make the league move faster on Jaw News.
Really?
With the kind of the law. Go ahead and get it out there.
That's a great idea. I love that.
Interesting.
In order to keep the league in the news. Although, would that sully the celebration of the league championship. You know, like Super Bowl week in the NFL, they don't want anything to get in the way.
But you'll have time to kind of smoke that story out.
It's not a.
Wow.
It's not a
I could
story
go
to
either
the
way.
finals.
I could go either way on this one. I like that they do it, but I also don't like the picture it paints right up to the finals.
For the Grizzlies, I think the sooner the better.
Yeah, let's get it over with.
Tell us
figure
today.
it out. Yeah. Especially, I mean, you got to know something before free agency starts.
And they will.
They will. But and so I think, why not get it out
And they
there?
probably have an idea of what's going to happen already.
they've
Obviously,
got
they
to.
don't know for sure. They can't know, but they've probably got a pretty good idea.
Approaching the dinner hour, we'll give it about an hour or so for everybody, even for the early bird eaters. And a lot of great locations to choose from, just with Jason's Deli, like Ridgeway Road, Poplar and Highland, Olive Branch, and Cordova. Greg and Dave and I ate at Ridgeway Road today, and we had a blast. And literally, I think we tried about one of everything. We all had something different, and it was all great. And last Saturday, another treat at the Showboat game, the catered food in the press box, it was Jason's Deli, and so very good. And the dessert last Saturday at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium was the best dessert I think they do, the strawberry shortcake. And it's strawberry season, so it's the time of the year, but any time's great at Jason's Deli. For all three meals, dine-in, to-go, or delivery, wholesome food forever. It's a family thing. And for catering, in any group size, 5 or 5,000, they got you covered. A variety of delicious choices for breakfast, lunch, dinner. 5 or 5,000, last-minute, same-day orders. They're welcomed. When you're frenzied, when you don't think, I don't have it done right, I don't think I have enough, let Jason's Deli step in and take care of it, just like they do for the Showboats, just like they will for you. So many different options. And at Jason's Deli, it's healthy. First franchise of the nation to be trans fat free. And it's all about choice, regardless if you seek a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids meals. You will love it. You'll be delighted. And you can invent your own sandwich via the Build Your Own. Plenty of organic food to choose from and all those salads. I had the taco salad, the Mesa chicken salad, the nutty mixed up salad, the Caesar salad, all good, like the soups, the breads, the spreads, the cheeses at Jason's Deli. Catering anytime, anywhere, and complimentary free ice cream. And you got to ask Dave tomorrow about the cone he had today. Now, it wasn't the well-known poacher that he normally is. Sometimes Dave would just go by and get the ice cream, but today he had an entree, so he had full entree for the ice cream, and it looked great. Today at Ridgeway Road, you can go there, you can go Poplar and Highland, you can go Olive Branch, you can go to the one in Cordova, and you can also check them out online at jasonsdeli.com.
Let's go ahead and grab a break. When we return, it'll be time for Big Number of the Day.
Listen in for the Showboat Showcase on Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Greg and Eli will talk with guests from the Memphis Showboats and give you a chance to win tickets to upcoming games.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Getaway Sports Bar, the best kept secret in town, open noon to 1:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Garvin, the owner, created this SEC NFL Dream Bar over 20 years ago. You'll never miss a minute of action. 10 TVs, 5 70-inch TVs for all the big games. Rack them up on 6 pool tables. Coldest beer in town, grab you a pool stick and get you some good bar grub. 100% Angus burgers, big and moist chicken tenders. Daily happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. with long neck domestics, 225 Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-529-2856. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-529-2856. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 1-800-529-2856. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life, call 800-529-2856.
Do not.
Do so.
You do not love Central Barbecue more than me.
I've been talking about Central Barbecue for years. I was the first person to do these spots.
Well, I may be new doing them, but I want to shout from the rooftops just how much I love it.
Okay, smart guy. What are the sides at Central Barbecue?
Easy. Home-cooked pork rinds, home-cooked potato chips, greens, green beans, barbecue beans, onion rings, fries, and potato salad.
Lucky guess. What can you buy by the pound, huh?
Beef brisket, pulled pork, smoked turkey, my favorite, pulled chicken, smoked chicken, and barbecue bologna. Ha!
We're out of time.
I could do this all day.
TireRack.com, fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, mobile installation. They test tires. They got their own test track where they push tires to the limit. Great traction and a comfortable ride? Use the results to make an informed choice. They sell only the best, like the full line of Vredestein tires. Go to TireRack.com/Colin. See for yourself. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
All 650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles, 20 cents excess mileage. Seltos P745, 8378, MSRP 23996. Sportage P7173696, MSRP 27077. EV6 P5105073, MSRP 49965. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax on a license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/23. Dealer stock only. Warranties and limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Hey, Jeff Allen, you ready to command the road at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
Listen to this, Randy. I've got a world performance car. 2023 Kia EV6 Wind EPA estimate range 310 miles at $499 a month, $49.99 due at signing.
Whoa!
And the 2023 Kia Seltos LX SUV 34 MPG $263 a month, $29.99 due at signing. Plus a 2023 Kia Sportage LX $288 a month, $34.99 due at signing. All 36-month lease.
And Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah.
2680 Mount Moriah or KiaMountMoriah.com.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Big Daddy.
Hello, Big Brown.
It's a guy, he wants to be big, then he gets big, he doesn't want to be big anymore, then he gets small, but the suit's too big.
Big Daddy.
The big boy.
You're a big guy. I think she's trying to pull a fast one on Big Daddy.
The big number of the day.
Jay Morgan, I don't care how it goes, you have to go before me today.
I like it when you go first.
No, but you have to go before me. You just got to go before me. So either Brett can start, and then you can go after him. Or you can start, and we'll figure out.
Please.
Okay, I'll go first. I've got so many today and so many good ones. I'm afraid I have no choice but to do two today, so it's just the way it has to go, I'm afraid. My first one, my big number today is 69. Martin Maldonado of the Houston Astros, he had a home run yesterday. He is now homered against all 30 active MLB teams, becoming the 69th player to accomplish the feat in the history of the game. And I thought that was something else. My other one is a great player of all time, Andrew McCutchen. The big number is 1,500. The first Pirate since Willie Stargell to hit 1,500 hits in a career.
Wow. Brett?
20. Okay. As in seasons in the books, regular seasons in the books for LeBron James. He turns 39 on December 30th, born in 1984, shares a birthday with Tiger Woods. And here's how it all finished for him this year. Regular season, number 1 in points, all time. Number 4 in assists, all time. Number 35 in rebounds, all time. Playoffs, number 1 in points, number 2 in assists, number 4 in rebounds.
Wow.
That's really the guy we want to criticize for anything?
Yeah, that's not the one I would pick. Not the one I would pick.
That's why I picked them to win the Western Conference Finals because of everything you just said, bro.
Smart.
And then when you get down and you dissect it, just for NBA Finals, he's at the top of all those lists there.
Yeah, it's incredible. My big number, I was going to go with one that I thought you might have, Jay, but I'll go with another one. That's why I made you go before me.
Oh, okay.
My number, because he gets so frustrated sometimes. If I'm even on one of the same sites he uses to get stats, I mean, you can't use that. That's mine.
You're one of those that don't like letting people know of a great site.
I've been happy to tell Brian all of the sites that I go to, Brett. It's that he ends up going to the sites, and then he's like, oh, I like this number. I'm like, dude, but that's the number I got. If we go to the same places, the same things are going to stand out to us, and we're going to come with the same big number every day. So branch out, Brian, is all I'm saying.
Well, I was trying to be nice today, let him go. Maybe if he took the one I was going to use, I'd use a different one, but he didn't. But I'm going to do a different one because I like this one better. Okay. My big number is 80. Last night, Sean Manaea of the San Francisco Giants became the first MLB lefty to throw 80-plus pitches and strike out 8-plus batters in a scoreless relief outer since Randy Johnson did it on July 19th, 2021.
The big unit.
Or 2001, not 2021. But
2001, that was the year they had Johnson and Schilling with Arizona, didn't they?
And won the World Series.
In 01.
Yeah.
And got it off Mariano. That should count triple.
Yeah.
Luis Gonzalez was the World Series MVP, right? Is that right?
Did he drive in Craig Counsell, the manager for the Brewers?
Yeah, he was Craig Counsell. Yeah, that's right. He scored the winning run. That's right.
And beat Mariano Rivera.
Some names. I was one when that happened. So.
Brett, I have an affinity for watching the old, at the end of every season, Major League Baseball makes the World Series video or whatever, and I have them all saved on my computer from probably 97. The Marlins first year is the first one I have.
Okay, do you know who narrated the 06 World Series video for the Cardinals?
Yeah, it's Billy Bob Thornton.
Billy Bob Thornton. You want to hear my Billy Bob Thornton from that story from that series?
Very much so.
So, staying across the street from New and Old Busch Stadium, at one time was a Marriott, now Hilton at the ballpark. Mm-hmm. And after the closeout game, Game 5, to beat the Tigers 4-1, and I get in that, in big street scene, fun downtown, I'll never forget. And, I'd long since been quit drinking, but I bought 2 Budweisers, long necks, and took them to Chris Duncan, the late Chris Duncan. That makes me sad to say that.
Peace.
And Tyler Johnson, who was lights out in that series and down the stretch that year, and just handed them to him. They were out in the street celebrating everybody. So it was getting late, and it was time to go in. It was super cold. I go in, get in the elevator, and there's a guy in the elevator almost crumpled up, not down on the ground, but crumpled almost in a ball in the corner of the elevator. And I said, what floor for you, buddy? And I said, I'm sorry, I couldn't understand that. I said, what floor for you? And I'd already hit 16, my floor. And he got out, that's mine. Then he stands up, and it's Billy Bob Thornton. And he is out there. I mean, way far gone.
Back then, he was a wild man.
Oh, yeah. So
when he's married to Angelina Jolie and they wore each other's blood.
So we get to 16. Yes. We're the only 2 on there. Door opens, and I said, "What room?" And so then he gets out to the little card they give you. It's 1612, and I'm in 1614.
Wow,
and,
neighbors.
And he looks up at me and goes, "You're not going to rob me, are you?"
Well.
I go, "Do I look like I'm going to rob anybody?" And he said, "Man, thanks a lot." So my mother gave me the video for Christmas that year. And when I opened it Christmas Day, it said narrated by Billy Bob Thornton, lifelong Cardinal fan. I go, he didn't do it that night because he couldn't speak.
He was enjoying the night.
Just taking it all in so he could do the video.
Man, way far gone.
That's a great one.
Yeah. What made you, last week just started pulling up different videos. What made you pull those videos up?
I don't know. I just saw, sometimes the mood just strikes you. I just
watched the Marlins.
And nowadays, it names all the names that I love. Yeah. My favorite names.
I like the sentimentality of it.
Yeah, it's great. Good stuff.
Good videos.
And the whole reason I said that is because you were talking about the Diamondbacks.
Two Arkansas boys, me and Billy Bob.
Yeah. Oh, is that right?
Wow.
He's from Arkansas.
Interesting.
Like I said, he used to be married to Angelina Jolie.
I think he was from Hampton, Arkansas, that at one time it was illegal to dance in public in Hampton, Arkansas. And I'm not talking about in the 1880s. I'm talking about in the 1970s. Oh. It was illegal to dance in public in Hampton, Arkansas.
Interesting.
Footloose.
Let's go ahead and get to our final break of this hour. When we come back, we'll talk about the NFL with Bo Marchant.
Acura of Memphis invites you to experience the all-new, completely redesigned 2022 Acura MDX. It's the most advanced SUV Acura has ever built. Experience the convenience of full connectivity, including built-in Alexa, Wi-Fi hotspot, and wireless charging, from the stunning interior complete with third-row seating. Stop by our state-of-the-art facility and take advantage of our aggressive APR offers today at Ridgeway and 385. Or shop online from the convenience of home now. Visit AcuraofMemphis.com.
Give me liberty and give me real estate.
I'm Sheldon Rosengarten, and that was Hugh Mallory. Not only does he work with me at Marks Bensdorf Realtors, he is the president of this year's AutoZone Liberty Bowl. So you, instead of sounding like Patrick Henry, what do you mean?
Well, Sheldon, like you, I sell real estate, and I'm also privileged to serve as president of the 65th AutoZone Liberty Bowl. I'm able to handle all my clients, whether they're buying or selling, while participating in this great annual tradition.
Hugh, that is definitely quite an honor. And with your fabulous track record in real estate sales, I know you'll do a great job. And I am so looking forward to the Liberty Bowl Golf Classic on Monday, June 5th.
For you, it's a moving target. I wouldn't mark my calendar just yet. Your reputation as the worst golfer in Memphis precedes you.
That may be true, but You Will Move You is something to remember, and you can reach you at 497-9756. Just like it's why people often say that when you want the job done, call Shell Dunn. You can reach me, Shell Dunn, at 483-0546 or memphisrelocate.com.
Los Cabos is famous for their authentic Mexican food, great steak fajitas, enchilada tacos, and unbelievable seafood freshly flown in from crab legs to shrimp, and Los Cabos handcrafted margaritas. Come watch your favorite game. 4 locations to choose from: Quince, Bartlett, Germantown, and Goodman Road. Take advantage of the Los Cabos Daily Happy Hour specials. Monday and Tuesdays, 2-for-1 margaritas on the rocks from 3 to 7 p.m. Tuesday and Wednesday from 3 to 7 p.m., Margaritas Jumbo, $6.99, Flavored Margarita Jumbo, $7.99, and House Wine, $4. Los Cabos Weekend Special is Jumbo Lime Margaritas, $6.99. Come to Los Cabos, best Mexican sports bar in town. Get a Sports 56 beer and lunch special starting at $7. Daily beer specials, all draft beer, 16-ounce, $2.99. Los Cabos, the best Mexican sports bar in town.
Hey everyone, Rob Fisher along with Chris Price here, talking about Metro Builders.
God bless America.
How are you, man? Good to see you.
I'm rocking and rolling. It's great to be here.
Hey, as I've mentioned before, I'm just new to the company. Thank goodness, because I don't need them right now. But one of the first thing is they fix everything.
We fix everything. I mean, we do a ton of restoration work from storm damage. We do a lot of additions, big residential roofs. We do small ones as well. We do a lot of that. Really, restoration and roofing is our prime.
And you can see everything they do on the website, metrobuildersmemphis.com, and it's all laid out, and it's pretty incredible, every part of the house. Now, one of the big questions would be insurance.
So insurance companies, they always come out to people's homes. They want the homeowner to provide them data from a contractor. Call us. That's what we do. We have a team of Hague-certified technicians to get up, get on their roof, take pictures, photos, and send it all in so that the homeowner can get indemnified by their claim.
Yeah, and get all the information there. Get phone number there if you want to call, metrobuildersmemphis.com.
Hey Memphis football fans, it's head coach Ryan Silverfield. We need you to commit to Memphis football today by purchasing season tickets. They start at just $99. Bring the entire family and come watch the 901's football team in action. Our players always talk about the support of Tiger Nation, and you truly make a difference each and every game when we run out of that tunnel. We want to see you at Memphis football game this year. Go Tigers, go.
You ready to get your ride on at Gossett Mitsubishi? Inventory is arriving daily and we're ready to put you in a new ride today. Get 7 seats and 27 MPG combined in your new 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander. We Gossett at $33,285 or $469 a month. And the winner takes all in 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. 420-mile total range, 64 combined MPGe, and 38 minutes best charging time. We Gossett at $449 a month. And you'll always get peace of mind with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Outlander $469, Outlander PHEV $449. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
Outlander PCO 45645, MSRP 33785, PHEV PZ 043032, MSRP 48230, includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253 DF Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations.
Oh, yeah.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant Dacus, Brett Norsworthy, Jay Morgan Harder with you, and joining us now from collegepro.com and Sports Illustrated, Bo Marchant joins us to talk about the NFL. Bo, thanks for joining us. A lot of NFL news coming out between today and yesterday, but I want to start off with some of the upcoming draft schedules. We know next year will be in Detroit. The year following will be in Green Bay. Me and Brett were kind of talking about it when we learned about it yesterday. I think it's a great move, but the smallest city the NFL draft has been in when it goes to Green Bay in 2025.
Yeah, well, I know Cleveland. You just want to hope there's nice weather. I know when Cleveland had it, I think it was like 39 degrees with a cold, wet, almost slushy, sleety rain. So going north at that time of the month, you just don't want to see them fall victim to the same weather. So if they have a different weather pattern, I'm sure Green Bay will knock it out of the ballpark, the historic value of everything. And then I think from a fan's perspective, if everybody's going to make that pilgrimage to one of the founding father teams type place in Green Bay, you're going to be able to go through the museum and kind of relish in the historic value of, what the Packers and Lombardi brought to the National Football League.
And he brought it, and they brought it. And no way in any sports league now would the Green Bay Packers ever have a chance of making it. But they got in early, and then Pete Rozelle recognized that everybody's got to be good. It's good for business, and it's carried on. And speaking of good for business, Roger Goodell has been good for business, and he gets a new deal. I say well earned. He's making more money than I can imagine, but he's earned every penny, and he's making his bosses a lot of money.
Yeah, people like to scorch him, and I do think there's some value, not value, but I think validity in some of the decisions he has made in the past where it didn't seem to coincide with the issue or, timely enough or, but you can't argue what, he's been able to piggyback off the success of Pete Rozelle and then Paul Tagliabue, and now he's here and he's
going to the Hall of
pioneering
Fame
the league.
someday.
Yeah, he should. These guys. Like we talked last week with the streaming services, and that's going to be an ordeal. But they're going in a direction that's that is probably where we're going. 25 years ago, you might have had a dish on your house, but nobody thought about one day you're not going to have a phone, a landline in your home. To say that you're going to have a cell phone. So, who knows what the future brings in terms of us streaming all of our stuff. I know me personally, I have a Roku. Think of that, 30 years ago, 10 years ago, you might have thought it was kind of foolish, but it's part of it. And listen, I've been able to talk with him a few times, and he's always been more than eloquent and responding and giving me a respectful answer. And, I think as a journalist or a media person, if I will, is, you just always want to kind of have a little bit of back and forth that, I didn't ask you a question where, was undermining or, something deceitful. It was just a question and to respond in a polite way when he doesn't have to. He is the commissioner of the National Football League, but he gives you a thought out, gracious response. And I respect that.
Goodwill begets goodwill. You ask in a nice manner, I think it behooves the other person to give you a respectful, nice answer back. Bo Marchant, our guest. We talk all things NFL. We got Bo back on his day. Thank you again for accommodating us last week with schedules. And this morning you were out at OTAs. Nothing better than when I check to verify if everything's good for today, and Bo texts me back from the practice fields.
It was. And I'll be there Tuesday and Thursday. I think the Steelers are going the next 3 weeks on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I'm going to be in Pittsburgh till Thursday afternoon. And it was. We were joking prior to it. Rookie camp. You have a couple days of rookie camp, and then you want OTAs. And then once you get OTAs, you're like, well, I want real camp. I want pads. Then once you're at pads, you're like, well, I want a preseason game. Once you get a preseason game, you're like, well, I want the real thing. Yeah. So you get very spoiled very quickly but today's always a great experience. You just see some of the new faces, and then you get to see some of the old faces. How much longer is Cam Hayward going to be there? Not in terms of Pittsburgh getting rid of him, but he's playing at a fantastic level. But I think he's entering his what? I think he came in the league in 2011, so he's up there, and it's part of that process. No more Ben, and you're starting to see the turnover. So, but new faces, and again, a good vibe in this facility, and we're OTAs are underway, and day 2 of Steeler OTAs tomorrow morning.
Big deal or no big deal? The Ben Roethlisberger comments, the self-confessed comments about not wishing Kenny Pickett well.
I think, it was from his heart, and I think his transparency, I appreciate it. And I think anyone as competitive as these guys are and the competitive nature that these guys are, I think it would be foolish to say, hey, you know what, it doesn't bother me at all that so-and-so came in and made my job that I worked so hard for look so easy. So I don't know if he wanted him to fail, but, I don't think he just wanted him to come and, resurrect the position in Pittsburgh and him become an afterthought. So I loved it. And that's what we want out of athletes. You don't have to be foolish in your words or demean anybody. But, when you're honest, and he could have just, fluffed the answer and said, oh, we're so glad. I was so happy when the Steelers took you. No, he was a little saying, you know what? I am a 2-time champion. Mm-hmm. I was here for a long time. And, I had to work hard. And I hope and I think it was more or less, at least the way I took it is, he really never wanted the kid to fail. I just don't think he wanted him to, scorch the earth with success from day one and just have his bumps and bruises and then, begin to flourish.
Well, he got those.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know the stat. I think I don't know if it was his last 9 games. I don't even know if Pickett played his last 9 games, but I think he threw 9 INTs, but I think 7 of them came in the first 3 games. So down the stretch, he really took care of the ball. So as a rookie quarterback, I thought that was something to be very proud of. Going down the stretch and moving forward, that he was able to limit those mistakes to 0 over the last stretch of the season for the Steelers.
Well, that leads me right into my next question, because CBS Sports today had a story titled 7 NFL players set for a breakout season in 2023. The first player on their list, Kenny Pickett. What do you expect from him covering the team so closely, and kind of what you saw him do last year? What do you expect him to do this year?
Oh, well, I think one, he goes into camp as a starter. Last year he was behind Trubisky, so I think it's more reps. He's going to be in tune with Matt Canada, their offensive coordinator. And they've really done a lot to beef up that line. They invested a lot of free agency money last year. They did it again this year, and then they went early. They moved up and took Broderick Jones in the first round, 14th overall. So they've really invested in the line. I think they really want to get this running game going. Najee Harris was he was kind of tweaked up all year last year. You didn't really get to see 100% Najee Harris. So you got that running game going. I think the biggest problem for Pickett, I don't think he'll have a lot of problems in terms of adapting and growing on what he did last year. But on a fun side of it, I think there's going to be a lot of mouths to feed. You got Deontay Johnson, you got Pat Freiermuth, you got George Pickens, you got Darnell Washington, the rookie, you got Connor Hayward from last year, you got the running backs. I mean, Najee Harris is a receiver out of the backfield, so I just think keeping all those guys. They traded for Allen Robinson, the vet in the slot. So I just think a matter of keeping those guys all on par and not those guys. We know skill guys can get very, upset if the ball's not going their way enough. So I think
every receiver's open every play.
Yeah, exactly. So I think there'll be a lot of guys. George Pickens made a fantastic catch earlier today. I mean, just a fantastic. He beat the coverage. He made a great catch. Fell to the ground. Nobody touched him, and it was funny. He ran into the end zone. He was dancing by himself, and the team was yelling GP. So it was a fun day at OTA, especially with Pickens. And I put Pickens on that possible guys that could emerge, and because he flashed a lot last year. Seems like him and Kenny have a great connection, and I think that will be Pickett's go-to guy as both of these guys kind of embark in year 2 of their NFL careers.
Bo, I heard Peyton Manning say that he could run into Pierre Garçon and Hank Baskett today and they would say, I'm open, he would say, yeah, but so is Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harris. And I'm going to throw it to them before I throw it to y'all.
It's true. I mean, it's just part of it. And, it is frustrating for those guys. I mean, sometimes the quarterback does miss them, but what quarterback doesn't want to complete a pass to their target? I mean, sometimes though, the game gets to you. That's why the defense is there. They're there to pressure a QB. They're there to
everything's built around that quarterback to protect him, to people to get open, and then to defend him. And Bo, last Saturday morning, I went to the Memphis Showboats USFL game, and they had a good win, and it's been a lot of fun to go. And Bryant was there, and I've enjoyed it. I love being able to go to football, but the offensive line play. And because of it makes the quarterback play very rough. There's just so few people on planet Earth that can block a 290-pound man while he's going backwards. It's hard for offensive linemen.
Oh, it's a tough job. I mean, look at the brilliancy of Patrick Mahomes, and then look at how he was, limited in the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers when the Chiefs had no, availability in terms of starters. I mean, you have to have those guys. And I think that's why Pittsburgh, I'm not saying they're going to make a run for the Super Bowl, they're going to win the AFC North, but I just think in terms of them protecting Pickett and developing from the inside out, I think that's going to be the biggest overlayer of success for Pickett and the rest of the team, knowing that the offensive line should be very, very potent, and a healthy Najee Harris along with that run game can only open up your passing lane.
Yeah. Talking to Bo Marchant from collegepro.com and Sports Illustrated on the NFL. But we had two kind of rule changes come out today. One being that NFL teams will now be allowed to have a third quarterback dressed on game days, kind of a lot of people pointing back to that NFC Championship game last year where Brock Purdy, after being injured, had to come back in.
Yeah, we were close to getting down to the punter.
We really were. And so that has passed. And then the second one being for fair catches will now be moved up to the 25-yard line on kickoffs. What do you think about these two moves?
Yeah, I mean, I think, one, you get the safety involved with the fair catches, and then nobody wanted to see that the NFC Championship game end the way it did, where, the 49ers did not have a quarterback on the, available to them. So it just makes the game better, and, you want to have all the access of arsenal weapons. I mean, that's why these guys are in practice all week. That's why they're taking reps, so their availability, could possibly come to fruition. And listen, we know that, most likely, even if the 49ers had a third quarterback or anybody, it's probably not going to help in the big scheme of things. But without one, as bad as they could play or as great as they possibly could play, if you don't have anybody back there, you have no shot.
None.
So at least this gives every team at least some sort of hope. That way, you have a chance to win the game. Without one, as we've seen, it's just a lopsided. It's like a prize fight where the fighter can't lift his arms. I don't know how he's going to protect himself or throw a punch. So basically, the game's over.
Yeah.
But when we were talking about streaming both last week and earlier today, I must applaud. And I don't know if it's the times, and I guess that's a lot of it. But it's really nice for them to present it like that instead of what it really is. It's pay-per-view. And we know what pay-per-view did to boxing. It's not going to happen to the NFL. They can do whatever they want. They can charge whatever they want. We're going to consume it however they tell us to. But I don't think it's going to be widespread across other sports in the short term because they're not the NFL.
You're right, Brett. That's where the NFL has all the power. They can make decisions. They can do things. They can maneuver in other ways other sports can't, just because they're in demand. They can, it's everything they do. I mean, just when you think about the draft, teams are, it's almost like fighting for a Super Bowl now. You can host the draft. I mean, Detroit and Green Bay, we saw it in KC. We know this. It's 24/7. It's 12 months out of the year. There's never a quiet moment. And they have us, the combine's becoming a force. So they're piggybacking off that. And the All-Star games, nobody used to care about the Senior Bowl, the West Shrine game. But now these are prominent games. They're on major television. People watch. And now, you get the betting with the draft. Everything's just paralleled to just encompassing us more and more intertwined and woven to the success of the National Football League. And we can't get enough of it. And that's why all the things that they do, we can question it. And, like the flexing of the game, I really don't like that for the fans. I think for somebody like myself, or I think most listeners out there, it's, if you're going to go away for a game or you're going to do something on any sport, you got to travel. You got to get
you need some certainty.
We know
yeah.
I mean, in the hotel rooms, they know the game's on the 9th, and they're going to jack the prices up for the 9th, and it's all those little things that for the common folk, you're just trying to enjoy it. It really takes away from that. It's going to cause a lot of aggravation. But when you're a conglomerate and the money is so intense and there's basically no pushback because people are going to still go, the NFL can do what they want. And I don't think any fan would be happy about that, sitting at your house. But for the people who attend games and make the voyage and the pilgrimage to see these events, I mean, that's a lot. It's a lot. You pick it, you're thinking, hey, you know what, the end of October, I'm going to see the Giants. I'm going to the Meadowlands, and, blah, blah, blah. I know it's the last 4 weeks, but just say, Christmas time. We're going to Seattle. We're going to see the game. 31st, the Steelers and the Seahawks. And lo and behold, now you're not going. So it's part of it. And again, another 10 years from now, they'll probably be flexing every single game just because they can. So
yeah. Bo, Austin Eckler, I remember earlier in this offseason talking about will they move him, what will happen with him, but he kind of gets what he wants, and he's going to stick with the Chargers after a $1.75 million boost to his contract. Him back in that offense with Justin Herbert, Kellen Moore now the offensive coordinator over there. What do you think this Chargers offense can do this year?
Well, we talked about it prior when, Eckler made it known he wasn't happy with his contract situation. I applaud the Chargers for getting this done. We know Justin Herbert is one of the top elite quarterbacks in the league, but Austin Eckler, I mean, he's really the wheels and the machinery, the belt that turns the engine, I think, in that Los Angeles Chargers offense. So I think getting him signed and making him happy is a key proponent for just moving that team forward. So I love it, and it's a modest bump, but nonetheless, it made him happy enough where he's going to, be there, and now they can move forward and not having that linger in the background. I mean, if you watch the Chargers, you just instantly identify how much Austin Eckler means to that offense and how many checkdowns Herbert does and how he's able to make yards after the catch and big plays. He's a superb weapon out of the backfield. He's a superb, weapon running the football. And, we're not going to see him carry the ball 35 times, 20 times, but we're going to see him, carry the ball 15 times.
He's going to touch
but
it
he's
a
also
bunch.
going to probably he's going to make it 9 or 8 catches. And each time he touches the ball, he makes big plays. He's a scoring machine. I love it. There's very few times where I think a player is so, he just seems to be the perfect fit for what the Chargers want to do. If you put him in another team, I don't know if I'd just hypothetically, if, Najee Harris didn't exist and Eckler came to Pittsburgh, he's not going to be the same player. Just the things that they do, and I'm sure Kellen Moore, the new OC there, he's not going to defer to much of the success of Eckler. I mean, they're going to keep things kind of status quo so that, the team can be successful offensively. But
I tell you,
I just think a perfect match.
He's what Warrick Dunn was in Tampa Bay. I don't know if Warrick Dunn translates everywhere in the league like that.
Can you repeat that, Brett?
I think Eckler is what Warrick Dunn was in Tampa Bay.
You guys are breaking up from my end.
I'm sorry. Do you have us now, Bo? I don't know what the problem is.
No, we'll see if
we'll reconnect.
Yeah.
But there are players that are integral just to that team specific that it may not translate across the league to a lot of other teams. And I remember in that draft of Warrick Dunn, that was the same draft I think Sean Alexander was in. He worked perfectly in Seattle. Might not have worked like that for Tampa.
No.
And Warrick Dunn may not work like that in Seattle. We'll reconnect with Bo Marchand. I wanted to get his pick since we're Friday. We're going to do at 4:30. Not our top 10 quarterbacks all time, our top 10 NFL players of all time. And we were going to do that. We were scheduled to do it even before the death of the great Jim Brown. We got Bo Marchand back now. Bo, I'm sorry, I was comparing Eckler to Warwick Dunn in his Tampa Bay years.
Oh, that's great. Great. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't miss that. Yeah. No, that's a great comparison in terms of a little bit of an undersized guy. Not much.
Yeah.
But
don't know that Dunn would have worked everywhere. I mean, he wouldn't have worked for Marty Schottenheimer in Kansas City.
They had Okoye and Big Barry Word. They weren't worried about Derek work back then.
They weren't trying to dodge anybody. They were running over people. Bo, Friday at 4:30, we've been doing top 10 lists, and it was scheduled even before the news of the passing of the great Jim Brown. We're gonna go there. We're gonna go to the top 10 best players ever. And I want you to send me yours off air, and we'll talk about that next week with you. But who is number one to you? Is it Brady? Is it Brown? Is it Rice? Is it Walter Payton? Is it Peyton Manning? Is it John Elway? Is it LT? Who is it? Who's number one?
For me, it has to be Jerry Rice. For me, and I just loved watching him, and I even think from playing with Montana in the Steve Young and Elvis Gerbach or Jeff Garcia. I mean, he was a receiver, but he dominated the game. And we see receivers dominate the league now, but he literally dominated it into wins. He was almost an extension of the quarterback, so much so that he literally could change the game. And for me, it's Jerry Rice. But I think when you're talking that type of realm, I mean, if you told me Peyton Manning, if you told me Jim Brown, Tom Brady, Marino, those are guys that I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with it. It's kind of like a Lamborghini and a Ferrari and an Aston Martin. They're all luxury sports cars. I think you're going to be happy with any of them.
Vacation home south of France, vacation home in Beverly Hills. I got a great vacation home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I look. How about your guys? Can you guys give me at least your number one? Or
we're going to reveal Friday at 4:30, but we got to save the suspense. And it's like all these lists that you're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong if you have somebody else up there at one or two. I am looking forward to seeing how long it takes for people to get to defense.
Yeah, well, it's I think in like my day, Lawrence Taylor.
Yep.
I mean, I think he had to be the greatest defender that. Derek Thomas, Ray Lewis, Deion Sanders, at least the generational guys that I was able to see from the get-go.
Offensive linemen.
Offensive linemen.
Larry Allen?
I think Larry Allen, Anthony Munoz. I think Munoz for some reason comes right off to the top. Yeah, Deerdorf. I mean, a little before me, but nonetheless, geez. I mean, even being here in Pittsburgh, I mean, Damani Dawson,
Orlando Pace,
Orlando Pace. I think Orlando has to be right up there near the top. You talk about a massive human being, a talented, and Larry Allen. There's so many, and the positions are endless, but that's the part. And I really do think each generation. Guys are bigger and stronger now, but when you look back at Jim Brown, I mean, he was probably bigger than some of the offensive linemen, and he was so skilled, and he was just so tremendous. And we could look at his work as on the human side of it and what he was able to do. And I know he had some issues with domestic violence and stuff, but as a man, I mean, he conquered a lot of things. He helped a lot of people, and then on the gridiron. I mean, you can't watch number 32 and say, "Man, this guy was ahead of his time." He was, he was almost like a Wilt Chamberlain.
He was. That's a great comparison.
Yeah, he was just too big, too strong, too fast, and you talk like 8, 9 rushing titles. Only one time out of his career he didn't lead the league, and these weren't like gimmick numbers. I mean, these were big boy rushing titles. I mean, 14 games, and this guy's going
and had 15, wiggle, but could run, slap over you if he had to.
Yeah, and that was his choice, Brett. If he wanted to say, "Hey, do you want to see if you can meet me to the edge?" We could do that way, or he could let you get there and he slowed down and then he could put a whop on you. Yeah, so I mean, it was sad, and he's one of the few guys I never got to meet. I never got to interview ever, and as these guys got older, you just kept saying, is this ever going to happen? And will you ever have an opportunity? And lo and behold, he passed last Friday, and. I mean, not that matters, in terms of the big scope of things, but I did say to myself, well, you'll never have an opportunity to say you met Jim Brown or was able to ask him a question and just kind of relish in the immortalness of his football life.
That's why we love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's true.
Yeah. But, Bo, thanks
you,
for
man.
joining us. Enjoy your week. We'll talk to you next Tuesday.
Yes, sir. I'm going to listen in Friday. I'm excited to see
Thank you,
your
Bo.
top 10 list.
And I want your list, okay?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna give you. Now, this is any positions, right?
Anything.
All-time players.
This is the top 10 best guys
All time.
here. Right? Okay.
You can have Don
All right.
Hudson in there. You can have Bulldog Turner.
Well, Pete Stoyanovich is a kicker. I don't know if he's going to make it, but I'm going to put him in.
I don't think
I'm going
he's
to
going
just
to.
float his name out.
Roy Girella. You can have Roy
I
Girella.
love
if
the
you like.
kickers.
You can have Ray Guy.
Ooh.
Yeah, Ray Guy. I mean, you can't argue the position success.
Yeah,
of it,
sure
but
can.
Yeah,
That's true.
yeah.
Thank
Your
you, Bo.
listeners are going to have fun Friday. Have a great week, guys.
You got it,
Thank
man.
you
Thanks,
always.
Bo. Bo Marchant from collegepro.com and Sports Illustrated joining us every week.
It's
to
going to be a
talk
hard
about
list
the NFL.
Friday.
Well, that's what when he asked for our number ones, Bo, I don't even have my number one. It's going to be hard to pick.
I'm struggling.
It's going to be a good list.
Brady?
Maybe. There's an argument for it. It's going to be tough. I need to start, what's today, Tuesday?
A lot of records.
Yeah, I need to start looking at that because the past couple I've been able to kind of, but all-time NFL players, that's going to be very, very difficult. So I'm excited for that on Friday. But let's go ahead and get to a break, and when we come back, we'll talk about what's trending.
Join the voice of the Tigers, Dave Woloshin, for Wolo and Friends. Weekday mornings from 10 to 11 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
You ready to get your ride on at Gossett Mitsubishi? Inventory is arriving daily and we're ready to put you in a new ride today. Get 7 seats and 27 MPG combined in your new 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander. We Gossett at $33,285 or $469 a month. And the winner takes all in 2023 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. 420-mile total range, 64 combined MPGe, and 38 minutes best charging time. We Gossett at $449 a month. And you'll always get peace of mind with Mitsubishi's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Outlander $469, Outlander PHEV $449. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Outlander PCO 45645, MSRP 33785, PHEV PZ 043032, MSRP 48230, includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through end of the month. Dealer stock only.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Gain presents a tale of longing and long-lasting scent. Dear love of my life, we were on the 12B bus when I caught a whiff. A scent so fresh, so life-changing, I had to find its source. I didn't know if you were the woman in the pink freshly washed cardigan or the retired mailman next to me, but I knew one of you was my soulmate. Ah, the scent of Gain Flings. Add Gain scent beads for an even longer lasting scent.
I'm with John Burgos from the world-famous Rendezvous in the Alley since 1948.
Brett, we have catered parties all over this country and all over the world, from Singapore, Australia to Central Park in New York. But many people don't realize how much we do locally. For holiday events, office parties, tailgating, birthday parties, you can't do better than the Rendezvous. For example, you can get a cheese and sausage tray for 15 to 300 people for $3.75 a person. You can even build your own nacho bar for $10.50 per person. All you need is a minimum of 15 people. In many cases, we can arrange delivery and full-service catering. We've even made it easy to get to-go items. You could just park at our front door in the alley, put on your flashes, and we'll get you going ASAP. For all your catering items and prices, go to hogsfly.com, click on menu, and drop down to catering.
Thank you, John. The Rendezvous, Mr. Charlie Virgos' Rendezvous in the alley since 1948 and celebrating its 75th year.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Welcome back into Sports Time. Bryant Dacus, Brett Norsworthy, Jay Morgan Harder with you for the next 30, a little less than 30 minutes. And we got to talk about what's trending. And we kind of talked about it yesterday, but right now on ESPN, they're talking about the NFL investigations. Adam Schefter talking about how some more, a second round of guys that will likely be suspended from the NFL for this betting incident. Thank you. I didn't know what you were going to say.
Shefty's all over it, and this story's not going away. It will only get bigger. I think it will get into just human nature. It will get into front office people.
Mm-hmm.
It'll get into kind of on the field, off the field, every realm. And we just have to decide. Now, if they have a written policy that it's no, never on their property, then that's easy to understand.
Yeah.
That is. But I think we could relax a little bit on a guy in his downtime in the rec room. Mm-hmm. He's there working all day, and he's in there for a little, rest time. Yep. He gets on his phone, and he bets a trifecta at Aqueduct.
Yeah.
Well, it's a big deal.
Who cares? Yeah, I know. I completely agree with you on that.
How about this angle, too? Let's, like you said, assume there's a rule for it and they're not supposed to do it. They're not supposed to do it ever when they're on the property or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the naivete to think, they're not gonna find out.
Imagine the naivete in the day when it was much more surreptitious, much more illegal.
Right.
I mean, do you think for a second there hadn't been somebody go to a phone at a building and ever do it? and no, that was rank illegal then,
sure,
and against a lot of policy.
Mm-hmm.
I know of in the 90s, a few years after Arkansas joined the SEC, I knew him well, nice person. A sports writer in Northwest Arkansas, I'm not going to call his name, but I thought it was wrong then, and sure wrong. Well, I don't know if it was, maybe it wasn't that wrong, but anyway, he is betting on games from the press box on a press box telephone. And they told him to cut it out. Now, after they tell him to cut it out and you don't, then you're in trouble.
Right.
Now, he was calling a book that was illegal.
Sure.
So it's very different than now.
Yeah.
I can.
Get in when you fit in.
And when you tell him to stop.
And he stops.
But, I mean, there used to be phones at every desk spot in the press box, Brian. I mean, and you could call home if you wanted to. I mean, you could. And this man was betting and lost his job, lost his career over it.
That's terrible. Was he betting on the game he was there covering? Oh, interesting.
Well, this is different, I know, but Brett Musburger, but he never got in trouble for it, but he was very famously betting on all the games he was doing all the time. Every game, for that matter, not just the games he was doing. He just loves to gamble.
Yeah. Always the conversation around Al Michaels.
Mm-hmm.
And late in the game, I bet that covered for somebody. I bet that really matters to somebody.
Yeah.
And that kind of veiled conversation. He knew the point spread. If you know the point spread, you might have action on it. Doesn't mean you always do. It doesn't, just because you're talking about it. But again, on the naive front, let's lose the naivete. Let's lose the I think some of the haughty phoniness around it.
Yeah. Well, I like the point you make about, I mean, are we really going to sit here and think it's just the players doing this? I mean, it's everybody around these teams, the front office, the coaching staff. I mean, everyone is it's so easy to do. I mean, you want us to believe it's just the players doing it. So
but once you're told not to, though, there's a difference. And that hinges upon employment.
Absolutely.
And maybe contractually, then then we're getting into a different realm.
Yeah.
But we're into the wild blue yonder with a lot of this.
We are, and I'll be interested because Calvin Ridley last year was betting on NFL games. Supposedly, at least a couple of the Detroit Lions that were suspended were just betting on sports. They were not betting on NFL games or football games for that matter.
Just on property.
Just on property. So I'm curious of if this comes out, is it something similar to that, or are you betting on NFL games? Because I think that's a big difference.
I remember I think it was at Arkansas against Tennessee with Peyton Manning in 1995. That was at the particular game where that day, and you could hear him openly. Running through had a pad out. It was open. He didn't think he was doing anything wrong, but had been told to stop. Now the difference then and now, you're doing it on these apps, publicly traded companies by and large, reputable, in bed with all the leagues as big sponsors with us, with almost everywhere you look, it touches now in sports instead of used to, especially with a front office staffer, somebody in the personnel office. They had the chance for extortion so much more than you do now. I mean, then. Okay, you're down X. Just give me a little inside info, and I can make this go away. FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM, they're not doing that to anybody.
No, I don't think so. But I mean, it's in a lot of people's contracts of you can't do this, you can't do that for reasons like that. I remember I brought up my buddy that works for the Thunder earlier.
And if you sign it, you better abide by it.
When he was working for the Redbirds a couple years ago, in his contract said you cannot gamble on any baseball or any soccer because you're connected to that. And I said, you can't even gamble on the Mariners or something. Nope, can't. What about European soccer? Nope, nothing like that, or it's against my contract.
And baseball always so burned back to Shoeless Joe and then Pete Rose, and famous for, and you've seen it at the Redbirds, Jay Morgan, you've seen it in every minor league, major league clubhouse, in big, bold letters, from the office of the commissioner. You're not to associate, consort, be around. You know it pretty clearly. Baseball badly burned through the years. The NFL really they never have been. I mean, a fixed game, there's never been a direct link. There's been a lot of people questioning things, whether it's a call or something or a drop pass or something, but never anything rising to Donahue in the NBA or Shoeless Joe or in Pete Rose in baseball.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to see what comes out from this. And
until now, they never had a scandal in the NFL until now because these players are getting suspended. Never mind.
Well, it could lead to.
Yeah, I don't think it will. But
I don't think it will either.
I was just joking.
I would suspect those players doing it as a relation to what they make, it would be astronomical numbers for us, for regular people. But as a percentage of what they make, I bet it's peanuts what they're wagering.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And, again, it's their money.
Yeah.
The whole morality of, is it good for you or bad for you? Does it, take your eye off the ball at the workplace? You can sort that out. But the actual money they're wagering on the game as a percentage of their net worth, I wasted that much in the break room buying this Coke.
Yeah, you're right.
This isn't football either, but I heard an interview with Justin Thomas last week. Smiley Kaufman was talking to him, talking about their trips when they go. It's like them two and Ricky Fowler and Jordan Spieth go on vacations and stuff like that. And they're talking about how Jordan.
Do they still let Smiley hang with them?
Oh yeah, Even though he don't play anymore.
I was afraid after the big fall they may have found a new bud.
But Jordan Spieth, he apparently he's loves to gamble, big degenerate, and so they'll go and they'll play their golf tournaments or whatever. And they were telling a story of one day they played something like put something like 56 holes in a day, and they were Jordan Spieth is keeping track of their betting on every shot, every hole, and he's keeping track of the money the whole way. He has this big old scorecard of everyone keeping track of everything in that way. Big degenerate. And I know it's not the same governing rules and stuff like that. And I'm not sure how much golf is certainly. I've seen DraftKings.
There's gambling around a golf course in a country club?
That's right.
What are you trying to tell me, Jay Morgan?
So I guess you never know if the PGA comes down on these guys, but you have to think they're certainly not gambling on golf because that would be ridiculous. It just is structured so differerly. I'm sure they're free to gamble in any sport ever. He loves the action.
I already love him.
In that Netflix series, Full Swing, the first episode is about Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas, and it taught like they flew together to get a couple practice rounds in before a tournament, and they were. I mean, it was just like video of them just gambling on every single hole and who can get it close to the pin and everything. So I believe it.
I love the action.
I love that. That's hilarious.
It's great stuff.
And George Spieth has only had 3 square meals at a golf course country club since he was 6. Of course he likes the action.
That's right. Of course he does.
And he can afford it.
He sure can.
One year at the tournament had made the move to Southwind, so it's 89, 90, one of the first years out there. I'll never forget it. And he wasn't doing anything at all wrong, but Jerry Pate, fan favorite here in Memphis, had the famous swan dive into the lake off 18 at Colonial, and great guy. He was standing. He was out putting, and I guess his wife or somebody walked up and said, "Hey Jerry, I need some money." He went to his golf bag and pulled out. I'm not kidding you. A wad of cash that looked like a softball of $100 bills, and like peeled them off and gave them to this person to go get whatever. And then he put it back in his bag, and I thought, man, that's a lot of money to carry around.
It's a lot of money. I like it though. Why not?
Did y'all know Jerry Pate played in Memphis?
No.
Have you ever heard of Jerry Pate?
I've heard of Jerry Pate.
Did you know of the swan dive?
But I've heard of the swan dive too. But
I've not. I'm learning. I'm just letting it all sink in. But before we get to a break, I do want to bring up Jim Larrañaga getting a contract extension after what he did this year with Miami, taking him, I mean, pretty deep. We Final Four. We know that Miami has the money to do really anything they want. But what do you think about
basketball town?
I mean, it's a basketball school.
FAU, Miami.
Don't let
the Heat.
Jay Morgan find out that the U is a basketball school now because he won't.
Well, it's not. Will the U be back this year?
Is the U back, Jay?
I don't think so.
No. Do you make a coaching change at the end of the season?
No, they're not making a
change.
After 2 years?
No. No, because he's doing it the right way.
Is he?
Keep your hands off Lane Kiffin down there at the U.
Lane does like the beach.
He sure does.
As he puts it, like blue water.
That blue water's Sardis.
Well, a little different to him. But Jim Larrañaga, I think well-deserved, but
very well-deserved.
I think getting closer to retirement.
He was almost out a few years ago.
Yeah.
And was embroiled in the scandal at one time, named in it.
That's right.
He worked his way through that.
Yeah, but it'll be interesting to kind of see what Miami basketball can do again this year. Obviously, they're always going to be a big player now with name, image, and likeness. All the money they can bring in with that. So
Sweet 16 2 years ago, Final Four last year.
Yeah, so I mean he knows what he's doing it with buying these players and it's working out for him. So I think well deserved.
I wonder what the going rate is. I wonder what the top player in the SEC is.
That's a good question. What did y'all had? John had David Cobb on today, and he was kind of talking about that. And he said Armando Bacot at North Carolina is making like $300,000 through NIL.
That is that all? That sounds right to me.
Maybe it was more than $300,000. I forgot what he
made
said
last year at Kentucky.
I mean, it's so hard to find that information.
It is.
But, I mean, enough money. But supposedly, because I didn't know this, and I heard David Cobb say it this morning, that Hunter Dickinson was making less than $100 million or $100,000 at Michigan, and that's why
that has to just be documented money, though. Like,
it's got to be. There's no way.
There's no way that's the figure.
No.
These guys are getting paid.
So it's still funny money going on.
Yeah, but it's also like in terms of like gifts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's hard to put it. It's like a
been around forever.
One
know,
all
like
the different ways you
Wheel
can
of
get NIL.
Wheel of Fortune, where they used to say total in cash and prizes. That's kind of what it's like. How much money they're getting in cash and prizes.
Cash and prizes.
I was watching The Price is Right this morning, and a guy had a chance to win a car or take the big cash. Won neither, but left with the lawnmower. He won.
That's great.
Oh, man.
Well, at least you won that
Everyone
lawnmower.
needs a lawnmower.
Go all the way to Hollywood and win a lawnmower.
Well, at least you didn't come back empty-handed.
I swear I started laughing. I said, man, what a lawnmower. I've had worse days than that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, hey, I'll win a lawnmower.
One of my dreams going on the Price is Right.
Oh, mine too, Jay Morgan.
I want to go on the Price is Right.
Oh, and please give me Plinko.
Oh, I want to play Plinko. Or the yodel in the hill climber.
Oh, yeah. Huh. I mean, life complete.
Oh, I would love to go play Plinko. That would be like winning the lottery.
Huh. Now, the Price is Right. You guess the price of different things.
That's right.
That's it, yeah.
Okay.
Your dollar cents.
I don't know if I'd be very good at that.
Well, start spending more time in supermarkets and places like that, and you'll start to get better at it.
Start to get better.
Got to know what a jug of Clorox costs.
That's right.
Interesting. I'll start practicing. Maybe one day I'll be there. But let's go ahead and get to our final break of the day. When we come back, it'll be time for Taco Bell Crunch Time.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Simple, smooth, and every sip as easy as the last. Tito's handmade vodka tastes just as good with tap water as it does with your favorite mixer. Back in the day, Tito distilled, hand-bottled, taste-tested, sent to a few friends, then taste-tested again to give you the finest juice around. No frills, no flavors, no fancy labels, just the good stuff. Just Tito's. For recipes, videos, and more, visit Tito'sVodka.com. Distilled and bottled in Austin, Texas, 40% alcohol by volume, namely 80 proof, crafted to be savored responsibly.
Memorial Day is coming up soon. Let Memphis Barbecue Supply help you with all your barbecue needs. Memphis Barbecue Supply is fully stocked with 7 different briquette, 4 different lump charcoal. Over 6,000 pounds of charcoal in stock. Need wood? Well, Memphis Barbecue Supply carries in stock chip, chunk, mini logs, and quarter logs of wood. From apple to pecan to oak, we have 8 different types of wood in stock for any kind of smoker. Need that final touch of flavor? Memphis Barbecue Supply stocks over 308 different rubs and sauces to make your holiday weekend special. Need help choosing that special rub or sauce? Just ask any of our knowledgeable staff that have years of experience cooking. Memphis Barbecue Supply is located at 7041 Stage Road in Memphis, or you can order online at mbbqsupply.com. Follow us on all social media platforms for recipes, new products, and barbecue news.
Wendy's $3 breakfast deal is a bacon or sausage egg croissant plus small seasoned potatoes for $3. It's the breakfast that don't miss. So if you did miss Wendy's breakfast, don't imagine fresh cracked eggs, sizzling sausage, crispy bacon, and block out those hot, buttery, flaky croissants. Croissants don't really make a sound, but if they did, for a breakfast that don't miss, Wendy's is that breakfast. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's $3 breakfast deal.
Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's. Select a request $3 breakfast deal to obtain discount. Not valid for a la carte or combo orders.
Hey everyone, Rob Fisher with you, along with Chris Price, talking about Metro Builders. All right, Chris, I don't know a lot about Metro Builders. You've introduced me to them. Introduce the people. What do they need to know, first and foremost?
Buddy, it's me and Jack Pearson. Jack Pearson founded this company in 1996. 27-year-old general contracting firm that we pulled all of our roofing business into at the first of the year.
I'll tell you what, one of the great things I think is, knowing this company as little as I do, the website is great and you get all the information.
Absolutely. Anything, everything, tons of blogging going on. We're just literally talking consistently about the jobs that we're doing on a day-to-day basis and sharing some of our experiences on from flat roofs to residential roofs, big commercial roofs, small commercial roofs, but a lot of restoration too. You see everything that we do there.
How can people find out more?
MetroBuildersMemphis.com. That's MetroBuildersMemphis.com.
MetroBuildersMemphis.com.
Quote based on healthy, non-smoking 30-year-old female with a 20-year term policy. Rates may vary. Eligible policies and estate planning tools can vary by state.
It's a busy life. You have enough to worry about. So here's a great way to check life insurance off your list. It's called Ethos. With a thought of medical exams, forms to fill out, and the cost, it's easy to see why life insurance can fall to the bottom of your to-do list. But at Ethos Life, we've got your back. For about $1 a day, you could get $250,000 in term life insurance without a medical exam. Just go online, answer a few health questions, and snap! Family Protected. You could get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and be covered in hours. No medical exams, no blood tests, no hassle. Right now, with your purchase of an eligible policy from Ethos, you'll get something else important to your family. Tools to create a legal will. A $449 value, yours free. Ethos, the 100% online, hassle-free way to get affordable life insurance. Get your free online quote now at ethoslife.com. That's ETHOS life.com.
Get ready to command the road in a new ride from Gossett Kia on the Pike. Go the road less traveled in 2023 Kia Seltos LX. $263 a month, $29.99 due at signing. 2023 Kia Sportage LX, $288 a month, $34.99 due at signing. And 2023 World Performance Car, 2023 Kia EV6 Wind. EPA estimated range 310 miles, $499 a month, $49.99 due at signing, all 36-month leases. Plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Kia, 1900 Covington Pike, or shop 24/7 at KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles, 20 cents excess mileage. Seltos P745, 8378, MSRP 23,996. Sportage P7173, 696, MSRP 27077. EV6 P5105,073, MSRP 49,965. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must finance through Hyundai. Excludes tax on the license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 5/31/23. Dealer stock only. Warranties and limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or retailer for details.
Now back to Sports Time on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again are Brett Norsworthy and Bryant Dacus.
Go crazy, folks! Go crazy!
This is for all the biggest crunch time.
You are looking live.
In your life have you seen anything like that?
Goodbye! Hello, Haskins.
It's obviously crunch time.
Hammer, nail, coffin. This baby is over.
The double steak grilled cheese burrito, so good. Double the steak with nacho cheese sauce, seasoned rice, red strips, sour cream, and the 3-cheese blend wrapped inside a warm flour tortilla, with even more 3-cheese blend grilled on the top. The double steak grilled cheese burrito, it hits the spot now at Taco Bell. And at Taco Bell, when they say they are feeding people's lives with unexpected good, they mean it. Bowl food you can't get anywhere else.
Well, Brett, what I learned today, you'll be excited to hear this. Oliver Mormall, the game's already on. They're playing. He's in a jersey tonight as a tribute.
That's in honor of Rick Holman.
Of Rick, yeah. So
it's
that's
only the rules of the game.
I mean, it is, but hey, at least he's wearing it tonight.
He is, and it's the Cardinal way. Mm-hmm. What I learned feels like the punishment, the decision for Ja Morant could come sometime this week. Sooner the better.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. What I could have done without, we've got another bracketology this morning, and the Tigers are slipping in the bracketology. They're now in the play-in game as the 11 seed, projected to play Illinois.
Who's in Memphis?
Alabama is the local team. Arkansas is not projected for Memphis anymore.
Could have done without this. I think Tom Brady is addicted to attention. You know what? We hadn't gotten all this ownership with the Raiders. What's the stake? Is he buying 1%, 2%?
Good question.
All right, let's say the Raiders are worth $3 billion. For him to buy 10%, he doesn't have that kind of money.
No, not at all. Where are you beaming tonight?
I'm beaming to just drive me to AutoZone Park. That's where I'm going right now for Redbirds and Norfolk Tide.
Very easy for
Tide
the
or
beam
Tides?
machine.
Singular, plural?
Plural, the Tides. Beam me. Why not beam me to Colorado for Marlins Rockies tonight? I'll see the young Yuri Perez.
I'm going to beam to Dallas, Texas, and go Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars tonight. Should be a good one.
Well, you're already dressed for it, so you should be prepared. Some good games. You talked about the hockey game. Miami Heat versus the Boston Celtics. Brett, what are you keeping an eye on?
15 Major League Baseball games this afternoon and tonight. O's at Yankees, Dodgers at Braves, and, of course, Cardinals and the Reds.
Should be a great night of sports. Enjoy your night. We'll talk to you again tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock.